Welcome to, I guess, a new version of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave, resident clown, stuntman, and alcoholic. Fuck yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm Conrad. No fancy title for me.
Work on it.
Call me Jeff. Jeff the Canuck.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just Jeff.
The Canuck. All right.
I'm your international consultant.
There we go.
I like it.
International host.
And we have
And
Belle
Belle?
there as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Belle, just Belle. I'm your Tassie correspondent.
Yes.
If you like.
Well, we
There
are.
we go. So you
all
got
over
a
the-
title as well. That's cool.
Yep. We are literally all over the joint now because
International.
we have Thor over in the UK. We have Jeff and Dave in Melbourne. Belle is in Tasmania. And now I am in Queensland. So that is how we are doing
Melbourne
this one.
rules!
we are using the wonders of technology to keep us going on strong. So hello to everyone there. We have some comments coming through. Nicole has jumped in saying, "Oh my God, hello everyone. Good to see you again. We're back after a month off." Mark's going, "Woohoo, good evening all. Sorry we're late. I'll get to that in a second."
Yeah, I
And
fucked
says,
up.
hello, how are we all tonight? Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Good to see everyone. Same with Rowan, giving us the horns as always. Darren saying
Right.
pedal. Got to pedal harder. Tough is here saying, "G'day, Chatter. Giving up watching Disney latest Star Wars show to be here for it. More entertaining." Thank you very much for the kind
Thank
words there,
you.
Tough.
Fuck Disney.
Tough.
I hope so.
Yeah. What do we got here? We got Sally saying, "Hey, welcome back, metal people. We are
Hey,
back.
hey,
We are
Sally.
back, and we're going to have some fun. Good to see you two again." And Darren says, "Hey, yo, knuckleheads. That's the best way to call us. That's all of us." And Tuff says, "Ahsoka is a snooze fest." Okay, well, I haven't seen
Yeah,
it
I've
yet, so I
heard
can't really
that.
say.
I can't.
We have comments from Facebook too coming, which is nice. Craig is here saying, "How Adelaide." So there we go. We are getting representation from all over the place at the moment. Sonia is here saying hello and welcome
Sonia
back.
made it.
Good to see you, Sonia. We got her here as well, which is fantastic. We are here. We are back. We were trying to start roughly about a half hour ago, but Dave and myself were working through some pretty serious technical audio issues, which meant we couldn't do anything apart from get a feedback loop going on, which was a new one. I was
And it was
freaking
on
out
my
thinking-
end. Google
I
sucks.
know.
I'll take full responsibility. Sorry, I fucked up everyone's night.
I was freaking out thinking I've moved and everything's gone to shit and oh my God, what am I going to fucking do?
What am I
I
gonna
just fucking Melbourne internet sucks.
It's just Dave's phone.
I speak for yourself.
Belle,
Yeah.
can I borrow your hamster?
Yeah. No, I need every bit of hamster power I could get. I'm running.
Well,
on
when you
at
get
least
sick of him, just like
five
airship him
hamsters
over
now.
here. Just poke a few holes so he can breathe.
Coming. The
Drop
hamsters
shipping.
are all mine. I need them.
What sort of
Uh,
speeds you getting now up there in Queensland, Andrew? Have you done these?
Pretty
speed
good
tests?
actually. Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, like it's pretty cool. Like the I haven't really it's hard to check the upload speeds per se on this thing,
Yeah,
but I've had no
yeah.
issues. But if you do a standard speed test, I'm getting
You're
upwards
out in the
of
sticks too.
I'm in the middle of nowhere, man. I'm getting over 100 megabytes download at
you.
the moment. So 100.
Can't beat that. That's
Me.
good.
Wow.
So
Starlink.
How
Yep,
far
I'm-
away are you from Brisbane?
2 hours.
Oh.
Thereabouts.
So if you want to go to a concert, you'll have
It's
to
a
drive.
2-hour drive. Yep.
2-hour drive for a concert. Okay.
So
Fair enough.
Brisbane's a fair way away. We're up near Noosa, so we're up that
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
So yeah,
And
Jody's just in the
I could
background
not
chiming
drive home 2 hours after a concert, man. I'd fucking crash.
in. And by the way, Jody says hello to everyone, just for the record.
Hey,
Put it out
Jody.
there too, but
Katie.
Dave's saying hello.
Hey.
Everyone's saying hello to you, babe. So there we go. It's funny because I'm currently in a tent, as you can tell, because we're still building a house down the hill there. And Jody's in the other tent next door, where this is my office space, and the other tent's like our living space. So for those on Patreon, you got a good tour a little while ago of what was going on
Yeah.
behind the scenes there. So
That looked awesome.
that's a bit of fun. But something different going on. What do we got here? Vinny's here, which it's a fun night.
Hey,
isn't it?
mate!
Welcome back, gang.
Awesome.
So much has happened since last stream. Most notably, Rupert Murdoch has been reported to have found a new girlfriend. He specializes in 92-year-old. She specializes in 92-year-old penises. So there we go.
There's hope for me yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
boss.
Oh, it was gonna be fun.
And
All
we're
right. Stuff says, cool band I found this week is Ultra Boss. Interesting stuff. Nice. Good. Thanks for sharing with me. I'll check it out later on. Michael says, thought you get wow problem, not from Dave, not feedback. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can grab a wow pedal if that'll make the night go better. That's easy done.
I think we're off to a good
Yeah,
start.
we're good.
We're doing
I
pretty
think
good.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't fuck everything up anymore.
Gears saying, hello from Norway and Viking Queen. Good to see you again, buddy.
Hey,
The new Masters will join the Eurovision contest. We have Gear Bratland from Dibble Gear with us
Oh.
on this song.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
That is
fucking hell,
cool.
man.
Wow.
Nice job.
That's awesome.
That's
Nicole
fucking
says she's an hour away from Brisbane, and hello to Jody. And Darren
Hey,
says hi,
Nicole.
Jody, in the comments too. Sally says, hey, Jody, and good to see you, Nicole. And Vinny says, hope the move went well, Andrew. Have you been approached by any radical cults in outback Queensland yet? No, we're far enough away to avoid that, I think. So we're doing okay. Tuff says Melbourne Internet is being run by coat hangers hanging on the back of a closed line. So there we go.
Turns out
We're getting there.
Tough Sneezo there is a brother of a very good friend of mine who I had told him about this show, and I posted up one of the links, right? Because he just thought, he went, holy fuck, I didn't know you were on the show. I thought you were just talking about you watch the show. I'm like, no. So he's like, I'll be watching tonight. So shout out to Simon, he's watching.
Oh, nice, cool. Well, thanks for the words there, and I'm glad that we got another viewer courtesy of Jeff there, which is awesome. What do we got here? Tough says thanks for the mention, which is cool. And Edge Crusher is here as well. Welcome back, everyone. So off we go. All right, let's start flying through this one. We did start late, so we're going to try and get through this as quick as we can, even though there's always a lot to get through. We are back. We are a month off. We are going through the move. Like, we're up here now, so it's all good. We still have stuff in Melbourne to come and collect. We'll get to that at some point, I'm sure, in the next, sort of few months. We're still building a house down the bottom of the hill, but everything's actually settling in pretty nicely, which we're everything's good. But tonight we're going to get through round 3 of our King of the Riff series, which is going to be the final countdown from Europe versus Visions from Stratovarius. We're going to discuss our songs of the week as always. We're going to be choosing our favorite albums released in 1976 as the kickoff of a new thing. We're going to finish off our Builder Band Glam Edition as well. And we're going to play a new game as well tonight. So we're going to have some fun. There are links in the description box as we go through things. We'll put links in the chat as well. But in case you're tuning in later on or you're checking out the audio or whatever else, there'll be links for all the reference tracks in the description box. Make sure you go to find them. And check it out for yourself. Make up your own mind on the music as always. Check out our details in there as well. So find us on your preferred social platform and give us a follow to keep up to date with everything. I'm going to try and do a lot more of that now that I've got a little bit more time to put into this one. We'll see how it all goes. And yeah, also a big shout out to our fantastic sponsors in Squid Ink Screenprinting, Alt-Cvlt Rockstar Finance. There's a link for them as well. Go give them a follow, give them a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. So, all right, like I was saying, we have a lot to get through. But before we do, let's actually do the rounds. It has been a month. Quickly, Simon's here. So Simon says, hi, Jeff. I've come out of my wardrobe with my construction helmet on to say hi. So there we go.
Thank you, Simon.
What the fuck, man?
Okay.
Kind of.
Jeff, man, you got some interesting friends.
Oh, yes, I sure do. I sure do.
Being Canadian, I know things are different, but shit.
Actually, him and I just reconnected.
Cool.
We lost connection for about 10 years.
Wow.
And, just recently, I'd been looking for him. I couldn't find him. And then recently I found him on Facebook. And I'm like, hey, dude. So that's like literally like a week ago. Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I had a friend like that. I heard he was dead. Turned out he wasn't. Found him on Facebook. Good on him.
Nice job. I bet he's happy too. Fucking hell.
He loves not being dead.
Yeah.
We joke about it all the time.
I'm pretty sure the people around him are pretty happy that he's not dead too. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You okay there, Bill?
Hey, man, I'm glad he's not dead.
Dave.
All right. Gear is also saying what we got here. Viking Queen will play live on MTV and VH1 11th November in India. Nice. That's cool.
Wow.
Awesome.
MTV still plays music?
Apparently in India, not in anywhere else.
Well, not fucking America.
No. This is Darren. You've hit the nail on the head. Jeff is a closet Village People member. That's how we get into this construction.
Yeah,
hat.
that's right.
Oh, dude, are you the Indian or the construction worker?
Oh, hang on.
I'm the
Simon's
guy in
gone.
leather,
It was a
man.
tossed-up-
I'm the guy in
Okay,
leather.
there we go.
Like Halford.
Leather boy.
Like Halford, that's all. Okay.
I am your buddy, guy.
Yeah. I am your buddy guy. Yeah. All right.
Someone says it was a toss up between the helmet or the Mr. T chains. So there we go. And Tuff says, funny thing, I'm wearing an Indian chief hat. Just need the other guy, and we can do the YMCA. So there we go.
Right. Maybe before the end of the show.
Didn't happen.
Could happen.
Anyway, it might. We are off to a flying start after a month off. We are well and truly to the swing of things. But Dave, how have you been over the last few weeks?
Oh fuck, man! I'm so glad we're back. I'm feeling a bit of a loss. Well, I'm a little older, a little wiser. It's been a while. There's a lot to go through. Probably a little bit rusty, but it's like riding a bike, or as Julia said, it's like falling off a chair. I'm under strict instructions to not fall off my chair. But considering I'm like 2 glasses in, who the fuck knows how this night's going to go?
Yeah.
I'm going to start with my kids. I love my kids. So lots of stories. It's book week. So kids dressed up, and Jade's all about Stranger Things. So she's like, it's a TV show, but there's a book as well.
Cool.
So she went as 11. She wanted to go full season 2, 11, where she was goth with the black. But yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, but we did our best, and that was pretty fucking cool. And Rory went as Mr. Fox from The Bad Guys. He got the mask, he got the tie, and his little suit. He looked cool. Yeah. And Jade banned her teacher from talking to me a few weeks ago. Now, for those who don't know, Jade's teacher's a metalhead. He was the same teacher she had for grade 2. And he's one of my hard rock teacher.
How much you've had to drink? Yeah.
Walk on, man. Oh, this is starting out great.
So
back a few years ago, grade 2, went to pick up Jade and wearing the Hard Rock Show t-shirt, and the teacher's like, I love that show, man. You ever been to one of the live tapings? I'm like, dude, think really hard. And it clicked. He's like, oh, fuck. Give me a shout out. So I did years ago. So now every parent-teacher interview is fucking great because we just talk about Iron Maiden and what other bands. So they were in the library apparently, and the teacher told somebody off for talking, and then he got busted talking. And Jade's best friend said, no talking in the library, Mr. Wall. And Jade's like, you're not allowed to speak to my dad for 2 weeks. So he was sneaking around talking to me about bands whenever I went up to pick up Jade. And then we got busted once. Like, you're under strict instructions not to talk to my dad. So Jade put us in our place. But that was fun.
There you go.
But Jade's also making her so she's a student leader, and they do the student news, and the boys in the class wanted to hear a song that was really inappropriate. So Jade's like, I got the great song. She puts on AC/DC's Big Balls, and all the boys are laughing their heads off. I don't know whether I'm proud or horrified, but that's my daughter.
Both. Why not? Yeah, you can do both.
Oh fuck! So we're still watching Cobra Kai Friday nights. We're most of the way through season 4. And some of the girls are talking about the Barbie movie at school. Jade's talking about it. I'm like, oh, do you want to see it? And she's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'm just like, well, maybe one Friday night we'll watch the Barbie movie instead of Cobra Kai. And she looks at me like I got 2 heads. And she's like, Cobra Kai never dies.
Nice.
You're indoctrinating this kid. Yeah.
Oh, I am so proud. But in the 4 weeks, I was at a bit of a loss initially, but I decided I'm going to backtrack and go through a shitload of bands I've either ignored or have not gone through the full catalogs. So in the past few weeks, I have listened to a shit ton of albums. I've gone through the entire catalog of In Flames, Godsmack, Volbeat, Pretty Maids. I'm on to the 69 Eyes, King Diamond, and Stratovarius, about halfway through. And like I've listened to over 50 fucking albums in the last 4 weeks. I could not tell you what songs on what album, but I have found a lot of favorites.
How many Rush albums?
That's probably more than what we've done. Fuck Rush. There's no Rush here, man. You know that shit. No Rush here. Unless it's instrumental, we don't hear the fucking vocal.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I even listened to this band that goes by the name of North Lane, and I heard 2 albums, Obsidian and Alien. And there are some truly fucking horrible parts that sound like Super Nintendo metal, but I'm glad I persisted and gave them multiple listens because there are actually some really good songs there.
Yes.
Belle was right. Okay, they're actually a really good fucking band. I'm surprised, but since I had time and I went over a lot of bands, because at work we got this job that takes 4 hours. I literally can't touch my phone, so I just load up a playlist of like 4 hours worth of music. So I'm just like, I'll go here, I'll go there. And when you can't not listen to music, you have to kind of get forced. And we're going to review Voyager and some other stuff this coming Sunday for the Patreon. So That's going to be interesting. Fucking Night Flight Orchestra better not release an album because they might actually get me this year because I don't know what the hell's happening to me, man. What is going on? Fuck.
Please, Night Flight, do it.
They've got a single. I know the sounds like, oh, no. But apart from that, everything's been completely fucked. Work has been an absolute disaster the past few weeks. I seriously feel like I am working twice as hard for half the fucking result, and that applies to a lot of shit this year.
Yeah.
So just fuck it. Fuck it all. Just enjoy music and take whatever fun you can. There has been a fucking load of disasters. I mean, formulas haven't worked out. Like 8,000 cartridges we did on this new machine are just junk. They're not working.
Wow.
They won't come out. So that's 8,000 cartridges in 16 hours of my life that just went to fucking waste. But 16 hours of music I got to listen to, and somebody very wise told me I got paid for it anyway, so who gives a fuck?
No,
there was another absolute disaster where we had to some batch got fucked up. It wasn't my fault. It was the boss's fault. Didn't listen to my instructions like I told him to. So I ended up having to be the test dummy to test this product before we could pour it. So I got 4 years I went without having to get anything waxed. I got my arm waxed. Really fucking smooth. I actually get used to this shit. But so I told Julia I was a test dummy, had to get my arm waxed. She's like, not the forearm. I'm like, yeah. It's like, anything but the forearm. I'm like, would you prefer I got my balls waxed? She's like, yeah, have a fucking ball waxing party for all I care, just not the forearm. So Andrew, mate, next time you're in town, party at my place.
Too much information.
I'll bring the wax. You bring the whiskey. Cook a barbecue. We'll get some other guys out. And when Julia comes out in the back decking and asks us what the fuck is going on, I'm going to remind her it was her idea. Be careful what you wish for.
Okay, I'm actually down with that. Believe it or not, that'd be a lot of fun just to film and just see your face. That moment of impact would be great to capture for all time. Like that would be something.
Hey, mate, you came to my last birthday party. Just picture everyone there.
Oh man, I reckon we can hear you.
We're gonna do some fucking hardcore shots. I'll get these roll-on cartridges because it's a lot easier with the fucking roll-ons. We'll just.
Wow.
I'm trying to get these images out of my head. I don't know. Stop talking, Dave.
I don't know.
Yeah. Andrew, mate, it's really fucking smooth. You can get used to it. Of course, if Jodie's okay with it.
Well, I'll ask her later on. That'll be interesting. If she's not already watching, I'll wait for the comment on camera, like you got the other week.
Okay. I'm going to shut up because it's not the Hard Day Show. Conrad, how are your balls and how are you doing?
Oh, my balls are silky smooth. I mowed the front lawn the other day. You must know. I keep my front lawn mowed. Too much information for our viewers.
We're going to be putting in a sponsor request from Manscaped at this rate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Manscaped.
My boss might sponsor us. He might fire me. He probably sponsor us.
Anyway,
continue, Conrad.
Continue about something else. Let's get on to something else really quickly. I've been doing some festivals. I was at Maidstone Fest, which was Maiden Stone Fest. It's used to be Rambling Man. It's now a different mob of people came in and took over Moat Park, which is a beautiful park in Kent. It's a beautiful festival. Went down there. Airborne absolutely destroyed the place. They decimated it.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Nice.
They totally destroyed it. It was awesome. And some other bands I'd not seen before. The Fury, that band, The Fury, we featured. They played. And I discovered another band, Florence Black.
I've heard of them.
They are good.
Florence Black. I quite enjoyed them. Yeah, so that were really good. And then went to Airborne later in the week after seeing them at Maiden Stone on the Sunday. I went and saw them in London on the Thursday because I was so blown away. I just had to go see them again. I was like, this is unreal. And then went to Bloodstock. Went up to Bloodstock Fest and Megadeth absolutely fucking decimated, destroyed, left a crater.
Nice.
It was amazing. One of the best performances I think I've seen them do, and that was 32nd time now, and 5th time this year.
32nd time.
32nd time I've seen them now, and 5th time this year, and they fucking was probably up top 3 think best times I've seen them. They were stunning.
Just hire you as a roadie.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it was so good. And killer set. Just a really, really good set. So no, really, really good.
Didn't In Flames play Bloodstock, Conrad?
What's that?
I thought In Flames played that.
In Flames did play on the Friday.
Nice.
Flames were on the Friday night. Yeah. And who else was there? There was Meshuggah on the bill. There was a lot of Cookie Monster metal on the bill. Biohazard.
Meshuggah are tight though. Meshuggah is so tight.
Jeez.
Biohazard. Candlemass. Candlemass.
Sorry, can you clarify what Cookie Monster metal is? Because I've never heard that term before.
Really?
Death metal.
No.
Anything that sort of growls a lot.
Anything that goes.
Sounds like Cookie Monster.
Everything you love.
So a lot of the stuff you like, Belle.
That's my genre. Cookie Monster. Okay.
Yep.
And then I discovered a new genre called yacht rock. I don't know if you've.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yacht.
I learned about yacht rock whilst I was at Bloodstock.
So, what is a yacht?
Oh, yacht.
I know what. A yacht like rich people.
Yeah, yacht rock. Yeah.
Yacht rock.
Yacht rock, like rich yuppies have fucking yachts.
Yes, yacht rock is a thing, Dave.
It's a thing. Yes, it's.
That's an oxymoron.
It
Yuppies
is.
don't rock.
People that have like parties on yachts in marinas.
That's not rock.
They listen to a certain kind of rock.
Where they listen to? I listen to fucking music in the chitter. What's that called?
Yeah, that
Shit
certain
rock.
kind of rock is called rush.
Yeah, right there.
Here we go.
Anyway, so that was funny to discover that up at Bloodstock. That was in a conversation with an old friend.
Wow.
And I've been DJing some rock clubs here in London. I've been DJing quite a bit. I've got a night starting up. A venue's offered me a night, so I'm DJing over here. Nice. So I've been doing quite a bit of that. So it's been busy in that respect.
Nice.
Still got to find a proper place to live and a job, but other than that, I've been.
Well, don't we all, man? Fuck.
I've got out going to gigs and DJing and having a good time. Too much of a good time.
That's all right. Do it while you can, man.
Yeah. So over to you, Jeff.
Oh, look, after Dave and you, Conrad, I can't follow this shit. I just can't. I just been
how are your balls?
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They're a little stubbly at times, but we get by. But look, I don't know where to go. I've just been So for me, it's just been the same old. So I listened to today. I was in the back because it's rubbish day, right? So I was in the back, crushing fucking cans. I spent like an hour, and I'm like, because I'm off the fucking soda and all that pop shit. Yep. I stopped doing it. So like my flatmate, man, it's like I must have crushed 150 fucking cans, and none of them were mine. I'm just like, holy fuck, dude! Like he'll buy a slab of Coke. I've got a thing that you can we installed on one of the beams in the back of the house, and so you put the can and you pull it down and it just collapses it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
You go cash them in. You go cash them in for money.
No, I cash them in for money. What? No. Where would I do? I suppose you could. I don't know.
I think that's what they do, isn't it?
You got to go to Adelaide.
It's like South Australia does that. Yeah, I think they get 10 cents a can. Yeah, but I don't know if you could do it here, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But I just anybody that could buy a slab of 30 Coke or whatever on a Friday night and it's gone Sunday, you got a fucking problem.
That's a lot.
And that's not me.
Fucking
wow.
A slab. That's my friend.
Slab of Coke.
Yeah.
Go for a slab of beer, but not Coke.
Ouch.
Yeah,
I was drinking about 3 cans a day at one point, and I stopped.
Really?
Yeah,
3 cans a day. He'd be drinking 3 cans an hour.
Yeah. 3 cans a day, which is bad.
3
cans a day is bad.
That's not good for you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So look, I've given it up. So it's just water, and I've even I've given up a lot of things in the last I guess the last couple weeks. I've lost about 6 kilograms. I am on it now. I'm
awesome, man.
My goal, I'm going to get down to 100 kilos. That's my goal. I've got about about 30 to go. But I was at one point, I was at 160 kilos. I was the fucking Goodyear blimp. And then it was massive, man. Like
Man.
So, you know, they say the camera puts 10 kilos on you or something like that. Can you imagine what I look like outside the camera? I'm just a little thin guy.
That fucking scares me, man. Because like a year ago, I was 87. Now I'm like 72. I've lost a shitload of fucking weight recently.
Yeah, but you know, look,
I'm turning the fucking heroin cheek.
Maybe it's there you go. But look, I just need to. Otherwise, you know, they're gonna be they're gonna be burying me. So I just
take care of yourself.
I'm just gonna well, I don't know what I've done as well. I know, Andrew, you can relate this. I've done something to my back, and every time I fucking move a certain way, it's just a shooting fucking pain.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I'm doing okay right now, no too problem. But if I try to bend over, if I drop something, it's staying there for the next week because I can't bend down to pick it up.
If it keeps going, man, go to an osteo or a physio or something. Get it looked at.
Yeah, I don't know where. It's just happened the last couple of days. I don't know.
Could be anything. Yeah.
I don't know. You know, maybe.
Hopefully, it's just muscle, not structure. It'll be okay if it's just muscle.
Yeah, I think it is just muscle because it's not right now, and it only happens when I move a certain way. So I think it's muscle.
You might have aggravated a facet joint or something like that. But yeah.
Where is it hurting? Like where exactly?
So right in the back. So behind my right, on my back, my right side, just in the back there, like not. It's not like.
It's not like sciatica.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, maybe anything's possible. Like I've changed my diet now. Like I have in the last 2 weeks, I have had about 40 fucking salads. That's all I'm eating. Salads. Wow. I cut out carbs. I don't eat carbs anymore. So my carb intake a day is about, you know, maybe 5 carbs a day.
Wow.
5 grams. Wow. The rest is just protein. Yeah. So that's why I've lost the weight. And I'm just going to keep doing it. Like I said, I've got a goal in mind and, you know.
Just look after yourself and do what you can in that regard, man.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So
good luck, man.
I thank you very much. I appreciate that. And and with nothing else to do, Belle.
Whatever. Jeff, you're invited to my party, by the way, if you want to come and get some extra weight off.
What party?
The ball waxing party.
The ball. That party. Yeah. I'll think about it.
Anyway, Belle, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks. I just cleared that image, but now it's back. I was dreading this because it really, when I thought about, what have I been doing for the last month? Pretty much nothing, which highlights just how truly unexciting my life has been at the moment. So what can I say? I did manage to get my son's passport application lodged.
Oh, nice.
Successfully. Cool. So that was a win. Waiting for that to come through. We've moved the trip to Japan to Christmas.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Christmas and New Year, which is something different, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be nice over there, actually, that time of year too.
Yeah. Apparently they eat, like their traditional Christmas lunch or dinner is KFC. Apparently that's the thing over there. Like that's what they eat. It was an advertising campaign in the 70s and it just kind of went from there. And so, you got to pre-order like a month in advance. And that's their traditional Japanese Christmas dinner is KFC. So
okay, cool.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll be eating it though.
No,
you won't.
Maybe some chips. I guess I'm having chips with
potato and gravy, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, the coleslaw.
Oh, chips and coleslaw.
I love the coleslaw.
Put some bread on it, you'll be all right.
Yeah. Sandwiches, cool. Otherwise,
Happy Christmas.
Yeah. That's the plan. Otherwise, I've really got not much to report. Like Dave, actually, I've been listening to a lot of music in the downtime, which has been fun.
Good job.
Yeah, that has been nice to kind of like I love this and the music that we listen to and talk about, but it has been nice to kind of just be able to explore some new stuff and just have time to do that.
Cool.
But I really want to hear.
Decorated your room.
I did breathe so I haven't painted yet. There's no rush, right?
Oh wow.
No rush.
Them
But I quickly
fighting words.
pinned up this flag.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all I've done. Chucky's over there in the window. Chucky was in a box.
Chucky.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
Chucky, man. Chucky's cool. I'm a little bit obsessed with Chucky. It's Chucky.
How fucking cool is that?
I know.
His eyes are like glowing.
He's
Yeah.
so cute.
Fucking awesome.
I love him. Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed. I'm a bit
Oh,
obsessed.
Wow. There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
That's
That
the
would
third
actually-
movie. That's hard to get on DVD.
I have issues.
No,
Anyway.
you don't. If you have fucking issues, I do. Jesus Christ.
We all do. Let's face
Oh, we
it.
both got issues. So yeah.
Cool. It's the best way to be, Belle. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
true.
well, being normal is kind of boring. So I'm
Exactly.
The funny thing is though, because he was in a box, and the box was kind of a bit mangled, and I'm not really like a collector.
Could fucking
So
go back in the
I
box.
was cool taking him out of the box, but I was a little. It's so weird, but I was kind of nervous about taking him out of the box in case he came to life.
Creepy as fuck, man. I could not have that little fucker in my house.
No way.
Yeah, I had to think twice. Do I really want to do this? But
Does he have batteries?
I'm still alive, so.
Belle,
I think he
here's the real
likes me.
question for you. If it did come to life, do you think the box would have stopped him?
Well, the box stopped
No.
him in the movies, so.
Yeah.
But the box was mangled.
Who
I think
knows?
it would have.
Have you
box
checked
is
his
mangled.
batteries? Does he have batteries?
Actually, he does because he says stuff.
No way.
Yeah. He says
And
stuff
it
in the
says
movie in the first one, but he didn't have the batteries. That's what was. Have you
I
checked?
know. I haven't checked his battery supply, but
Well, here we go.
now-
This is going to happen on camera. Check.
All right.
Can
Fine,
you
I'll
tell me?
check
Can
his
you
I'm
tell
battery.
with Jeff. I would not have that in my house. Fuck that.
No.
I'd burn it.
Oh,
I'd
fuck.
fucking burn the thing.
Guys are fucking lightweights, man.
Throw it in the
Oh.
fire.
Not lightweight.
Yeah.
I just don't like
Need
little
the
creepy
screwdriver.
fuckers. You know?
I can't do it. I'll let you know
Do
next
it,
week.
do it, do it.
I don't have a screwdriver handy.
God.
Right. Okay.
I remember.
Yeah.
All right. Like a screwdriver took all the fun away.
We'll leave that
Hmm.
on a cliffhanger until next
Yeah.
week, shall we?
All right.
Okay.
Bring a
Let's do that.
screwdriver.
If I don't turn up, I've been murdered by Chucky. So
Damn it.
All right.
yeah,
That'll be a different
that'll
one.
be kind of fun anyway.
Sure. So what we learned in the
Wow.
past 20 minutes is I bring wax, Belle brings screwdrivers, Jeff drinks water, and Conrad's having a great time at festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you rather be? Who would you rather
yeah.
be? Yeah.
No, Andrew still has to share his last month.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
So
Get on
Building a
to it.
house.
over to you, Andrew.
How are
Yeah,
you,
let me
Andrew?
hear This
How are your
story is gonna
balls?
be epic as fuck. Let's go.
Living in a tent.
I'm living in a tent, so there you go. It's different. No, everything's actually. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, obviously, for a lot of reasons. Just we did 8,000 kilometers of travel in 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks, between going back and forth. We drove it all, so we actually left later than we planned because there was just extra things to take care of. We needed an extra night to just get some rest in. The departure day was just manic. Got everything done in the end, and then hit the road. Got to the border, crashed out, went to sleep, and then had a good feed and hit the road again the next day, and sort of got up here as quick as we could after that. Took a couple of days because we were driving 2 cars. The first stint, which was it went relatively okay. The old dog actually held up pretty well on the first trip. Then we sort of started to get things unpacked and settled a little bit in, just sort of setting things up more than anything else. And then it was with less than a week, we're back in Melbourne again for my brother's wedding, which was fantastic. It was a great excuse to come back down. Just went to my brother's wedding, grabbed in a load of stuff, filled the trailer, filled the car, and this time at least it was 1 car, so we could actually share the drive, which is better. But the old girl didn't like that drive too much. Nala struggled on that on that trip down.
Oh, really?
So she's been a bit unwell. She's bouncing back now, but she's just a bit up and down. I mean, she's a 13-year-old Great Dane, so it's going to sort of knock her about a little bit. And then we got up here, and it's just been setting things up like you can see behind me. This is the second tent. There's the other tent over there. We've got the different tent for clothing out there. We've got a different tent for storage. Our marquees out there for our kitchen, and we're still building the house down the bottom. It's just non-stop go. I wouldn't even know what to say to make it all make sense, if that makes sense. Just a complete whirlwind, just sort of getting the working side of things done to get the income sorted out and everything all at the same time. It's just absolutely bananas. And then in the midst of all that, just trying to get a routine and a rhythm established again when it comes to this. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to listen to as much music as everyone else because it's just been non-stop. And whenever you do get downtime, it's just okay, you just put your head down and go to sleep for a while because you just, it's generally been pretty tiring. But the best part about it all is that the whole setup up here is actually going pretty smoothly, and the people we're here with and that it's all really comfortable crews. We're all hanging out and having a great time and just catching up and because it's my brother and sister-in-law that we're up here with, and so it's just all really smooth and just all good times, good fun. The weather's a lot better than Melbourne, I'll tell you that right now. It's averaging mid to high 20s, which is pretty good.
Shut up, man.
Dave hates winter. Bell's probably getting it even worse in Taz.
Yeah, fair call.
It's been sunny here in London.
Well, there you go.
It's been really nice.
Guys,
but
don't
just
know
the
cold.
whole, settling into that. But at the same time, the warmer weather is a bit of an interesting one. But it's funny here because where we are, it's on a hill. We're in a mountain range, and so as soon as the sun goes behind the crest, the heat just comes out of the day. So it becomes a cool night very, very quickly. So as soon as the sun goes where there's no residual heat trapped, it's just fucking drops. So you do get quite diverse. Like it gets down to pretty cold at night, like 4 degrees or less, and then it gets up to like 25 pretty quick. So once the sun hits, it goes up like 10, 15 degrees like that. And then when the sun goes away, it goes the opposite direction, which is a bit of an interesting one for me to sort of adapt to. But we've been up here before, so it's nothing, you haven't seen, but it's just a bit of a different ride on how we do things. But yeah, basically it's just get here, do some building stuff and try to establish a rhythm to get everything taken care of and get back into the swing of this. And yeah, apologies for the delay getting things started tonight because we had some massive audio issues.
Yeah, that's my fault, not yours, man.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, how's Caesar doing? How's the other dog?
Caesar's good, actually. He's actually hit the ground running on up here. He loves it. So we do have him sort of tethered a bit because he likes to chase things and there's wildlife running around. Like he saw a roo the other day and wanted to go after that in a heartbeat. Like he saw it, he's like just go. So I was like, hey, I have to have him. I had him on. He'd gotten out of the car when he saw it, and so he wasn't on his tether yet, which is a long tether. Don't get me wrong, he's got a good range on it, but yeah, I had him by the collar at the time, and I'm glad I did because I stopped him before he got too far off the mark. But he has nailed chickens up here before and that, and there are, free range chickens around the joint. So I was like, okay, no, he can't have the fluffy things that he wants to play with. So he's got to sort of be in his own contained until we get the fencing done that we want to get done around our place, get a yard for him sorted out. Then that'll be the next step as well. So all those bits and pieces just all sort of compounds when you're building yourself and all that kind of stuff, because it is literally a DIY job. It becomes one of those things where you just keep adding to your list and things to get done. But it means that the cool thing is you've always got something to do, which is nice. But the work-life balance is a bit easier too on the flip side of things. So hopefully it allows me to get a bit more done in this regard, to being able to turn the corner and get editing side of things sort of a bit more smooth. And we'll get back to the Sunday sessions where we film some more TV stuff as well coming around the corner. So everything's starting to hit that groove again now, which is the best thing about it all. So I'm glad we're all here. I know it's a long preamble, folks, but yeah, no, it's been a really good few weeks, tiring, a big journey to go from Melbourne to Queensland and then do it twice and all that kind of stuff. But, we're finally settling in and taking care of some things, which is all going along nicely. So for those that are following my personal feeds, you'll get some updates on those sorts of stuff if you're interested. If not, that's fine too. But that's about where
it sounds like it's coming along good, man. And you're looking good.
Yeah, no, it's going all right. I'm not sure if I've got a bit of a glow. I'm not sure if it's a lighting or if I've actually got a bit of sun on me these days. I don't know.
No, it's that fucking Captain Morgan you're showing off in the background.
That's your glow on. Yeah.
For those of us who are drinking Aldi shit.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of which, I need more.
I've got other stuff kicking around here too. Well, Dave runs off to get that. No, but it's been a trial, but it's worth it. Now we're actually here, you can sort of start to get the goals going. And like I said, now we're getting into the swing of things with the streams and the Sunday session. So looking forward to finally hitting the ground running. Probably a bit briefer than everyone thought it'd be, but at the end of the day, I'll keep everyone updated with. There's always going to be something to talk about. There's always something going on up here. So it's crazy. So that's where we're at.
Awesome.
while Dave goes and gets his drink, let's go and catch up on some comments. Vinny's going MTV Indian headquarters on the moon. Well, that's I believe to do with the recent landing they just achieved, which is well done to them. What do we got here? Viking Queen will be live in India. The link will be on YouTube on the 11th of November, and this link will be posted on the Viking Queen fan page. So there we go. That's from Gear. That's an update there.
I love Viking Queen, by the way. That's a good album, guys. So yeah, it was a really good album.
Nice. Vinny has gone, FYI, 12 years to this day, a close mate of mine ran into the room with tears, streaming down his face, yelling at, "It's a boy. I told him the last time we ever visit Thailand." So
just caught the end of that, but I got the gist.
Oh my god.
There
you
go, Vinny.
Get this shit.
I don't know. Do you really want to know that, Jeff? Do you really want to know?
I probably don't. He'll probably tell it. He'll probably tell it. But keep it up. I love it. It's good. Wow.
Guy is here from over in Europe as well. So good to see you too. Greetings from across the plane. Nice to have you with us again. Darren says, so nothing's changed for Dave, which is pretty much the case. Tough says, not there's anything wrong with that, but they call me Captain Shiny when I go to nude beaches. So, Belle, I'm sorry, it's going to get worse. I'm pretty sure looking at this one.
She should not be surprised, though. She watched this before she joined.
Yeah, that's true. And Vinny's gone, good to air out your lawn after a trim, Conrad. So there we go.
Live stream party at Dave's place.
Oh, wow. Sally's gone, Dave is in fine form. Did the wax actually hurt? That's a good question. Did the wax actually hurt Dave when you took it off the arm?
Product. My boss will like this, but yeah, it actually went on easily and came off good. And Julia's not happy, but it's really fucking smooth. It's really.
It wasn't hot or anything, was it? When it was on, is it hot?
No. No. Considering the shit I've done to myself in my fucking job, that was nothing.
Yeah,
but the amount of times I've been splashed, and I've had fucking fragrance and shit splashed in my eye. Had citrus, which is like turpentine on my eyelid.
Nice.
But I had the eye closed in time and realized, okay, it's not in the eye, it's on the eyelid. Get to the fucking sink now. It's hazardous job. You don't want that shit in your eye. Yeah. Especially when you're heating it up with a heat gun because the fucking pipe is blocked and that shit just splashes everywhere. Yeah. And it's a thankless job, man. So I'll shut up because I know where the wax goes, and you should be thankful.
You do.
People the world over. Dubai to fucking New Zealand, I didn't know you could wax sheep, but apparently you can. To America and all the other wonderful places in between.
All right. Well, on that note, Tuff says it's actually important to make sure your love sack is okay. It's like another brain we use. Well, that's true for most guys.
Yeah, I'm just concerned because that skin isn't like your skin on your arm.
Well, we'll find out the hard way, Dave, I'm sure.
We will, man. It's on. It's on. And by the time you're back down here, Julia would have forgotten all about. She said it was okay.
Yeah, well, that'll be the fun part, unless she's watching. Michael is here saying, hey, all good to see you, buddy. I'm wondering if you've bailed. Vinny's gone, Jeff, they call that laying cable rock when you were listening to music in the shitter. So there we go. Nicole's gone, we do it up here. What I'm trying to work out that would be relation to. Sorry, Nicole, let me know. Maybe they're driving the gigs. Tough says, I'm guessing certain metal music changes with the pooping like thrash metal if you got the runs. There we go. Oh, wow. No. Oh, maybe they're recycling. Sorry, Nicole said, the recycling. You get like 10 cents a bottle up here. It's not bad.
They call that Nirvana.
What we got here? Mal says, can recycling. Good to see my hometown Adelaide is good for something. So there we go. Tough says, speaking of metal music with needing to go, I'm feeling thunderstruck. I'll be back in a moment. So there we go from Tough. Darren says, get it checked, Jeff, if you're laying a cable. Vinny says, way to go, Jeff. Keep us posted. My younger cousin is on the same path as you. So there we go with the journey there for you, which is nice.
Yep. Good job, and keep it up. You can do it.
Likewise, yes.
This big star from Marvin in South Park.
Oh, God, there we go. Nicole says, wow, I've got Jerry G doll creepier than Chucky. So there we go. There's some more love for the dolls.
Cool.
Darren's gone, what the fuck is normal? No one knows.
The other night, Jay got completely freaked out because one of her dolls actually shed a tear. She's like, I don't want this thing in my room anymore. I was like, hey, is it one of the ones that you like gave a bath to during summer? It probably had a little bit of water left in it. It's like, yeah, but it shed a tear. It's like creepy.
That's
really creepy.
It shed a fucking tear.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm the guy that lived in the haunted house. I find things like that fun.
Yeah, man, you have all the luck, man.
So there we go. What do we got here? Vinny says, best way to live life, Belle. Horror movie buffs are well-adjusted individuals. Don't let doctors tell you otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. People look at you weird when you look and you say like, I watched 8 Friday the 13th movies in a row when I was 13 years old. What's wrong with that shit?
I was laughing at it. If I go around and like stab people to death, then yeah, maybe I've got actual issues.
Well, there's a difference between entertainment and real life.
They're silly.
Yeah.
Well, let's just avoid the stabbing in real life.
I'll talk about Terrifier 2 next week. That was a good movie. That was actually disappointing.
Oh, it was terrible. No, it was Terrifier 2.
Here we go.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 hours and 20 minutes of artistic crap that went nowhere. Couple of funny, fucking disappointing considering how cool the first movie was.
Exactly.
Hey,
Dave, for those who don't know, in the first one, this chick's hanging upside down. She gets fucking sawed completely in half. What is wrong with you?
Dave,
what's wrong with
Conrad? It'll be shorter to list what's not wrong. Okay, it'll be shorter to list what's not wrong.
Yeah, but man, Dave. I'm probably happier than you. Watch a few horror movies, man.
I hate horror films. I can't stand them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Dave, there's a movie you got to watch, right? So it's one of the very first movies that John Travolta was ever in, okay? And it's starring William Shatner, and it's called The Devil's Reign, and it's really good.
I think I've seen it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's actually very good. It's not what you think. It's got Ernest Borgnine as well. He's in it.
Oh, he's always good. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many A-list Hollywood celebrities actually started in horror.
Yeah. Well,
hey, Jeff, can you tell me Rain, like what Rain, what spelling?
Oh, The Devil's Reign, R-A-I-N.
Pretty sure I've seen
it. Not like raining in hell. Rain, like is in
rain in blood.
Precipitation. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. Here we go. All right. I'm going to move through more comments. Vinny says, get yourself an Annabelle doll, Belle. She's great for company.
Oh, I know. She's creepy as shit.
Oh, here we go. Michael says, Chucky's a bit of a lightweight. What I would like to know, Andrew, is have you spotted a Yowie up there yet? Maybe you could drink rum with the local Yowie. Haven't done that yet. But I tell you what, there are some wild noises.
What's chocolate?
Yes, the Yowie.
But the Yowie is something else as well. It's not just that. So Simon's gone, if you're going to drink with a Yowie, make sure it's a female Yowie. So Simon's gone, if you're going to drink with a Yowie, make sure it's a female Yowie. I wouldn't know how to tell the difference. I'm not going to do it the hard way.
Well, you'd have to go to Dave and get waxed.
Female Yowies have less fur.
Yeah,
that may not be the case. Nicole says, told you it gets cold, and I'm not about to wax him to find out, Dave. What do we got?
It'll happen.
Vinny says, your dog Chooks, what would the eggs look like? Oh my God, Vinny. They'd be spotted, big, and hairy. I'll tell you that one right now. Darren says, surprise, Dave loves waxing. Tuff says, what did that doll see? So then we get to make it cry in Dave's house. Who knows? And Vinny says, my girlfriend's brother will be releasing his first feature-length movie called The Red, about a zombie flesh-eating kangaroo, and believe it or not, it stars Michael Biehn from Terminator and Aliens. So there we go. Wow.
I'd actually watch that. I'm like being perfectly 100% serious. That actually sounds really fucking good.
It'd be interesting.
I love Michael Biehn. He's awesome.
I like Michael.
It'd be different.
So do I. Yeah.
What was that was it Razorback with the killer pig in the 80s?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
That was Australia.
Yeah, Aussie horror.
Wolf Creek.
Yeah. And should we move on to some music? I mean, we're spoken for like
So we're going to get into, and funny enough that Dave is segueing us up here because we're going to go to Dave's Song of the Week first. So in the comments and in the description box, here we go, folks. You know what to do. Hit the link to go and check it out for yourself and give us your thoughts in the comments as we go through this one, because we're going to start off with Dave's Pick of the Week, which is, of course, Guns N' Roses with their new track, Perhaps. It's the latest single from the American Icons, originally from the Chinese Democracy sessions around 2000. So there we go. Dave's got to get the obligatory patch. He's got the flag on the wall behind him too. All right, Dave, we know why you picked it, but I guess tell us anyway.
Well, fucking duh. Okay. You get to Guns N' Roses. I've got to go through. I'll get it all out of the way. Okay. So we don't have to go over the same shit over and over. Guns N' Roses only have one good album. Okay. Use Your Illusion only has enough good material for one okay album. Axl's ego killed the band. It's not Guns N' Roses without Slash. Where's Izzy? My favorite one. When Izzy left the band, they lost their best songwriter. This is just a Chinese Democracy era demo. Why can't they write a new song? I want new music so I can fuck off to the bar during a live show. That pissed me off because holy shit.
Wow.
Bitch. Doesn't sound like Guns N' Roses. Although the self-titled Motley Crue sounds nothing like Motley Crue, but everybody thinks that's fucking awesome. Okay. I actually get a bit of a cross between Chinese Democracy era Guns N' Roses and Use Your Illusion too. Bit of an strange vibe in perhaps. This is a really fun, upbeat song. I fucking love it. Get straight to the point after a short little intro, jolly piano, and straightforward guitar riff. However, the lyrics are drastic contrast to the feel of the music. And like much of the songs on Chinese Democracy, I'm left wondering who this is about and what the fuck was going on inside Axl's head. And I'm so glad that he just shares this shit because I know there's a lot that he didn't. These lyrics are fascinating to anybody who bothers to pay attention, much like anything on Chinese Democracy. It's really fun to play too. Pretty basic tune, carefree, laid-back feel. Once again, nice contrast to the lyrics. Like Absurd and Hard School, it's the same vocal track from the initial demo, but the guitars have been updated. The solo is very much Slash, unlike Brian May, who played on the original. If anyone wants a copy of the demo, hit me up because I have a shitload of shit from Chinese Democracy. There is a lot more stuff to come. It's billed as the first song credited to Axl, Slash, and Duff in 30 years. I think that's lenient. It's Slash's solo. It's definitely him. Definitely Duff's bass line. But it is an old school demo. But that's cool. Of course, the naysayers will have nothing nice to say about it, but they just want Appetite for Destruction over and over. Guns N' Roses have to be a one-trick pony. Nothing is going to sound like You Could Be Mine or November Rain. It doesn't have to be. It's still Guns N' Roses, but it's a shame that some people can't accept that Guns N' Roses can do more than just one thing, even though the greatest debut album of all time is quite one-dimensional when you get down to everything that this band is capable of. Now, for those who don't know, public service announcement that the B-side of the 7-inch single is going to have a song called The General. This has been rumored for a very, very long time. Sebastian Bach spoke about this 20 years ago. Yeah. Unlike a lot of these demos that are being updated, I have never heard this song. I don't have this demo. It has not been in the bootleg circuit for the last 20 years. People were actually questioning whether it existed or not. So I am really fucking stoked to hear this. The lyrics, however, are in the world of the internet. Now, if these lyrics are offensive, this song is going to be fucking brutal. And from what Sebastian Bach has spoken about it, it's supposed to be grinding guitars with really high-pitched vocals. And if you read the lyrics, I think we're going to hear different types of Axl, because we know he's got a lot of different styles. And I think Andrew might like it because it's going to be a bit more like, oh my God, that very early song.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm keen for this. It's going to be October release, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Obviously, I love everything this band does, but the thing that gets me the most is the lyrics. Axl is a very fascinating person. But yeah, this song's fucking great. I give it 9 out of 10. And go on.
There you go.
All right. Belle, over to you.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I'm going to change it up.
Nice.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I'll be changing much from that. So this is unmistakably Guns N' Roses. That perfect blend of piano and rock and roll guitar. Bass is doing exactly what it needs to. It's quite audible if you choose to tune into it, but like you said, in the back nicely. If you don't, Axl is doing what Axl does to perfection. The way he sings that chorus line sends chills up my spine.
Okay.
It's incredible. I must have listened to this song at least 20 times since it was released. And I imagine it'll be close to another 20 before the week is out. Maybe the weekend. So yeah, look, I agree with everything Dave said. It was fascinating to hear a bit more background, particularly about the upcoming song. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, wow.
That's more than me.
Wow.
See, Andrew, at the THRS dinner with the old crew, this is why I said we got to keep Belle. She likes Chinese democracy. I need an ally. Belle's awesome. Be like Belle. Fuck yes. That's what we need. Someone who actually understands.
So does that mean that I should retort right about now?
Oh no!
Oh fuck! Shocking color.
Because here we go. Because the last time we did this was a Sunday session, and it was something like a 4 out of 10. I think I gave Chinese democracy.
Yeah. Which I think was better than the last time we did it.
Still not a good album. Anyway,
fuck off!
Don't. I told you I was going to retort. Anyway, this song is a mid-tempo rocker, and it really leans into the use of the piano to establish the mood of the song. It's got a fair, like the lyrical content of this one is the important part. It's got a fair bit of emotive weight. The lyrics give you a lot to take in, which is actually pretty cool. It's one of those songs that is sneaky. It gets under your skin and kind of stays there. I bet this isn't going the way you thought it was going to go, is it, Dave?
I'm surprised.
If this had been on Chinese democracy, I reckon it would have been a standout. Now, not that there's a lot of competition per se on the album, but this song is strong enough that it should have been on the album to begin with, as far as I'm concerned, because it would have really stood out on that album. It would have really stood out in all the right ways on that album. This is a really solid track. It builds nicely. The presentation on, at this time is pretty well done. It feels like a Guns N' Roses song, which is something we haven't had for quite some time, and that's pretty damn important when it comes to talking
come on, Absurd in High School were very much Guns N' Roses songs.
This feels more
Guns
like it.
N' Roses, Light and Shade, the fucking title of the band itself.
But this one, but between Sonics, the way the actual slash on the solo, that kind of stuff, those things make a difference to the color.
You got to hear Absurd live. Fucking Slash nailed it.
That's not what's released as a single to listen to, Dave. So no, I don't give a fuck about the live show. We're talking about the recorded version here. Jesus, get that through your head. I know it's not a groundbreaking song, but it's well written, well performed. It pays off nicely toward the end as well. As far as this stuff goes, this is a song that gives me a lot more hope. If they decide to write more new music that hasn't been done before, this song actually gives me hope that they'd get it right. So that's if they choose to. I'm not saying they have to, but if they choose to, this is what gives me hope that they could do it well. This is a good track. I like this one. It's not anything new, but it's a solid rock song with some genuine soul. So, for what it's worth, it's a really solid track. I would probably give this one a 7.5 to 8 out of 10 if we're going to do scores. I actually did enjoy it quite a bit. Come on, Dave. I'm not going to fangirl over it like you are. Anyway.
Man, I'm going to rub my clit like there's nothing fucking going.
Oh, yeah, after you wax it, Dave. Anyway, Jeff, over to you.
Well, yeah, you got to keep...
All right, look. So coming into this, Dave posted it, and I didn't know what that, like, for instance, I didn't know anything about it coming in. I just new GNR song. Okay, so I wrote a little thing. So I'll just read what I wrote. So I will say that of all the new songs that I've heard from GNR in the last little while, because they put out a few, this is by far my favorite. Okay.
So it's not just me. Thank you.
This is by far my favorite. It has a really familiar sound.
It feels like Guns N' Roses.
It does feel like Guns N' Roses. And I wrote
the other two songs.
Well, I don't know. Okay, well, we have to differ somewhere, Dave. That's where it is. But it to me, and I didn't even know anything about the history of it. I wrote like it was off the Chinese Democracy album, and I didn't know that it actually was. So I had no idea. I'm like, this sounds like it was on that album. It sounds like it should have been.
Man, you have no idea how many different directions they could have gone. I will send you the 20 demo CDs I have of shit from that era. 20 of them.
I only want 19. Don't send me fucking 20.
Okay. I'll send you 19. That'll do.
Yeah. So anyway, look, it has that familiar GNR sound, but it seems like, for me, that it was lacking in some way, and I realized that as I listened to it, like the second time and the third time, that the guitar sound, it didn't sound like Slash to me. It just sounded like Buckethead or somebody. And honestly, I didn't really. I was like, if someone had said that's a Slash solo, I would have went, yeah. I don't think so, because Slash is a fucking awesome guitar player. He's an awesome guitar player. That solo's not that good.
Okay. No. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I'm trying not to, but everyone always bitches about people overplaying and not knowing when to be more subtle. And Slash does something that is subtle, what people want, and people are still complaining about it. It fits the song.
But having said that, look, if you listen to every other song that Slash has done, every fucking song Guns N' Roses done, he's got a signature sound. His solo.
Have you heard Hard School? Have you heard Hard School? Really listen to that. Then listen to Absurd. Then listen to this. This is what Slash is contributing now.
Dave, I'm going to put you in timeout.
2023.
I'm going to put Dave in timeout in a second.
I didn't hate it.
I'll mute myself.
Dave, you're fine. You're fine, man. Look, it for me it detracted. So I wrote, I like the song, but that over familiarity of the sound for me just detracts from my overall enjoyment. I do like the song. I think it's good, and I even gave it 7 out of 10. So
there you go.
That's not bad. Average would be 5. It's way above average. It's like this is good. And for the record, I know Andrew doesn't. I actually like Chinese Democracy. I think Chinese Democracy. I used to have a radio show. I played that fucking album to death on my own radio show. So, yeah, it is what it is. But like this song, if that had like a really signature Slash solo, like something that we're used to,
it would put it over the top. Yeah,
it would have went over the top, and I would have went, "Holy fuck, this is awesome!" But I get the fact that he's trying to do something different. He's trying to be subtle, whatever. That's fine. But he's got a signature sound. It's like Eddie Van Halen had a signature sound, and if he did something like that didn't sound like him, somebody would have said, "Hey, I don't think this sounds like you." So
yeah, that's why I struggled with 84. Like when Jump came out, I was like, "What? What
the fuck is this?" Right? Yeah.
But
then you hear Panama and I'll Wait and songs like that. You're like, "Yeah, all right, this is a good album." I get it, but look, 7 out of 10. That's not bad. So take it for what it is, Dave. That's a win.
Yeah. It's a win. It's more of a win than Dave was probably thinking he's going to get, actually. But Conrad, where do you land with this one?
Dave's going to hate me for this. I'm canning it. This is
your doll's crying again, Dave.
I find it just there's too much effects going on. There's too much effects going on in this. It's just not doing it for me. It just doesn't. I'm like, meh.
Fair enough.
There's not enough effects. Not enough. I thought it was quite capable of a lot more than this, and it just didn't flick my switch. I was just like, it was very average, and could I do anything better? Maybe I could.
Whoa! That's fighting words. Here we go.
I'd love to hear that, Conrad.
Maybe I could.
Unmute yourself, Dave. Unmute yourself.
I don't think it's that particularly that impressive. I'm like, meh. I didn't do much for me. I think did I see this live when they played in Hyde Park? I don't think so. I don't think they did this one. They did. They did Absurd.
Okay.
So giving this 4 out of 10. Yeah, it's not doing it for me. Sorry, Dave.
Here we go.
You're wrong. What the fuck?
Too much effects on the song.
Too much effects. There's more effects on the fucking Tool album.
No, there's just too much going on. I don't know. There's like they're putting effect on it, and I just didn't. It sounds synthetic.
What instruments? There's instruments playing. That's all that's going on.
Yeah, there's no effects at all. There's more effects than Absurd.
I don't know. It sounds like it's going through some sort of computer processor kind of thing.
It's an old song.
Have you listened to music in the last 20 years?
Oh my god!
I'm all good with computers.
I'm learning. I'm finally accepting in the last couple of weeks. I'm finally accepting that we're not in 1985 anymore. but
it's a shame.
It doesn't sound.
Yeah,
it's not. It didn't. It sounded like it's going through some sort of computer processor. Like they've got.
They don't record on tape anymore.
What's his name? that dude. Trent. It sounded like Trent Reznor mixed it. It sounded like Trent Reznor mixed
Nails.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's an interesting. That'd be
Reznor
actually
was
just as a wild segue. That would be interesting. Getting Trent Reznor to mix a classic Guns N' Roses lineup. That would be really interesting to see.
Just wax my fucking balls right now.
Sounds like he's on the desk on this. I'm sorry. It's not doing it for me.
Cool. Fair enough. All right. Well, let's see what the audience have to say. There we go.
Bring the fucking audience on.
Do you want to see a zombie martial arts instructor teach a teenager kung fu while his daddy's getting beaten up by a drugged up Van Damme? Watch No Retreat, No Surrender. So there we go.
One, how cool is No Retreat, No Surrender? And two, Van Damme on drugs? Fuck yeah, because I saw him drunk when he's dancing in that kickboxer movie, and that was fucking funny as shit. Van Damme on drugs, bring it on.
Okay. Brendan's here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. New Night Legion is killer. Okay, we'll bookmark that. Have to go and check it out later on.
Okay.
Vinny's got a link in the Discord, which I did see it come through for that kangaroo one. I think he put that through in Discord before.
Kangaroo
says the acting, like that kangaroo murder thing. I don't know, whatever it was.
Kangaroo murder.
The horror thing that was
Skippy
up, like,
2, The Revenge. He's playing Knots anymore.
Just with Michael Bean.
The one with Michael Bean in that. Yeah, that one. The one that.
Oh, yeah, Michael. Oh, did anyone see Michael Bean and Linda Hamilton memes going around?
No.
But 2023, Linda Hamilton and Michael Bean recreated the deleted scene from Terminator 2. I'll share the meme. It's kind of beautiful. It kind of makes me feel old. So it's like these old two actors got together. It's like, fuck.
Those things
why am I so old? And it's kind of beautiful.
Oh, Dave, calm down.
Hey,
there's time to go yet. Tough says the acting is horrifying. I'd rather shave my balls with a rusty knife and apply Old Spice after to my nuts while slamming it in the door while listening to the sound of music than listening to Guns N' Roses. So there we go.
Man, that's fucking brutal.
Wow.
Followed by. Did I mention I don't like them? So there we go. There's some fighting words from Tough.
Dude,
but
I don't like you anymore. Yeah, that's how we do that.
Hang on.
Just starting to like you.
Darren's followed it up with this. Meh. So there we go.
Exactly. It's not just me then.
I kind of expected that.
Michael says, even as a massive Guns N' Roses fan myself, I can't even remember the last time I listened to Chinese Democracy. This song, perhaps, though, is good enough to listen to occasionally. So there's some slightly more positive feedback.
I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Couple of us out there.
Seriously, what the fuck is people's issues with fucking Chinese Democracy? Everyone seems to love
that good, Dave.
Everyone seems to love the self-titled Motley Crue album. That sounds nothing like Motley fucking Crue. Yet Chinese Democracy, for some reason, is way better than that shit.
It's a freaking masterpiece, and yet
I actually have to agree with Dave on that.
Yeah.
That must have hurt, Jeff.
Everyone's Chinese Democracy doesn't sound like Guns N' Roses.
All right, we're not going to turn this entire show. We're not going to turn this entire show into this. All right, so I'm going to move on to the concept. Move on to the song. Darren says, Dave, we are all different. Not everyone likes the same music, except that move the fuck on. So there we go. That's a good point, Darren.
I accept it, but I'm going to be emotionally hurt when people just have ridiculous comments.
Always get fired up. Nicole says, you're on Shops, Dave. So there we go.
I have no idea what the Shops is. Bring it on.
I'm sure Nicole can give us the breakdown of that one. Tough says, sorry, Dave, but to find some solace, you introduced us into pirate metal. I can't thank you enough. So there we go.
Fuck yeah. Do I need to get the lagerphone?
No, not yet. Vinny says, too much MSG, Dave. Michael
What's
says,
an MSG?
That's the old food additive.
Okay.
Michael says, the Gunners, this is a bit middle of the road. Nothing special, not terrible, not great. So there we go. Nicole says,
not every song has to be November Rain.
Okay, Dave, we get the point. Just, it's okay. You can breathe. It'll be okay. We'll give you
I'm trying to breathe. I really am.
Did I carry on like this?
You've triggered me in my safe space, and like every other millennial, I'm offended.
Dave, you triggered yourself in this one. Nicole says "shups" means shut the fuck out, just politely. So there we go.
Nice.
All right.
Hey,
anyway,
I muted myself. I'm learning.
I know.
I'm not talking about Queen's Rights Operation Mindcrime.
Shut the fuck up.
I know.
No, actually, you did well there, Dave, to self-control. But anyway, next song is one of Belle's choices this week. So let's keep moving on. So we're going to go over to Spirit Adrift with Hanged Man's Revenge. That is in the description box in the comments now. That is the next song I'm going to talk about here. So again, Spirit Adrift with Hanged Man's Revenge. This is Belle's choice. We're going to start with Belle. What made you choose this one?
All right. So this was simply a random YouTube feed find.
Nice.
I'm glad that I got that out. I think I clicked on a video because the song title sounded interesting. So I thought I could carry the story.
Hanged Man's Revenge is his balls racks.
Oh, I was not even thinking that. I'm bad. But I'm not that
Dave's going to fall off that chair in a second.
Yeah, maybe I think you need to mute yourself again, Dave.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Continue, Belle.
I'll continue.
Are they domestic? Sorry, are they domestic?
They're from
American.
American. They're American.
Okay.
Yeah. I did a little bit of reading earlier in the week, and apparently it's sort of a one-man band guy. And then he, I was about to say adopted a touring band, but that's the wrong word for that.
Right.
He hired, and they've been playing ever since more as a band. So
cool.
But I think he's the vocalist and lead guitarist is the main guy that writes this stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so straight away, this song has you hooked with its energy. The guitars and drums are really tight. The guitar tone is to die for. It's just got a little bit of fuzz in it, but not too much. So the vocals are perfect for the music. The song just gets better as it progresses too. You get plenty of shredding, which is seriously good. You could break this song into two parts, really. So the fast-paced, energetic first half of the song, and then the slower, groovier instrumental half that sort of the song closes out with. And you even get these trippy sounds as the music fades out. Which really complement the music and the video perfectly. So the video, oh my God, it starts off pretty standard. The band is set up in front of some old rundown house or barn or something.
Yep.
The camera work is great though, interesting perspectives and use of effects. And then the hanged man appears holding an axe, and then methodically starts picking off the band members one by one and hacks them up.
I'm noticing a theme tonight.
Which, like the music was already had me kind of engrossed, and then this started happening. I was like, wow, this is just really cool. It's way cooler than I thought. It was incredibly comical, and the band played along with their acting roles perfectly, I thought. As the video progressed, the footage showed more of the band getting hacked up and stabbed and less of them playing their instruments, which at this point was running sort of at a parallel footage-wise with the story of the video. The video effects got more and more distressed, which really matched the carnage that was happening on the screen. There was a lot of fake blood used in this video. So this song and video didn't get old the more I sort of watched and listened to it. I thought it was incredibly cool. I even listened to it just on Spotify a few times, and I love it. Like, I thought it was just a really great song. Video aside, I love the video, but video aside, the song itself was fantastic. So again, I'll have to check out more of this band. It's another band I have to check out. But it was just super cool. I'm so glad I found it. Anyway, those are my thoughts on that.
Cool. I'll go next on this one, and it's from they're an American band. It's from their 5th album called Ghost at the Gallows, which is apparently out now as well. So you can go and check out more if you do like this one. There's 5 albums to go through, so have at it. For me, this is very up-tempo, very riff-driven. This has some great energy to it straight off the bat. I love the guitar work on this one, both the rhythm and the lead side of this one. It's pretty damn infectious as far as songs go, too. There's loads of bite in it, though. But there's some nice melodic vocals, but still that nice bit of grunt that you want for this kind of stuff, which is cool. It's one of those heavier songs that, you know, almost anyone can enjoy because it's really rooted in the old school where, you know, the old school era melody was really important kind of thing. So it's still, you know, really plays a big part in this song. Very tasty solo, very, very tasty solo in this one as well. If you like things like classic Priest and Sabbath, but also a little bit of a Southern feel. So bands, there's other, like, it's funny that Belle mentioned different moods because there was actually, there's a part toward the end of the song where it kind of put me in mind of Seether as well. There's a bit going on in this one. It's going to get your attention because it's got the classic influences, but some, you know, interesting twists and turns on the way. So, bands like Down would fit onto this one too. So you get, you know, Priest, Sabbath, Down. Sounds like a good little melting pot. That's what this sort of song sounds like. Great gang vocals. I like the lyrics on as well. This would go off live. You can feel this one to go off live. Very, very cool song. This is a band that I too will need to go checking more out of, Belle. So yeah, thank you for bringing a random find to us. I love things like this. It's very, very cool. I would have given this one. If we're doing scores, I don't know if we do scores. I don't normally do scores. I'd give this roughly an 8 out of 10, I reckon. It's a pretty fucking cool song. So well done, Belle. Good find. Alrighty. Jeff, over to you.
Belle, what have you done? So,
What?
Spirit Adrift, Hangman's Revenge, one word. Wow. I fucking love this. This is fucking awesome. Where has this band been all my life? Love the song, Hangman's Revenge. So I went looking for more stuff from them. I thought, okay, I listened to the song over and over again. Fuck this. I go to find more stuff. So I started probably in the wrong place. I ended up, downloading that new album, Ghost at the Gallows. Listen to that fucking thing. Oh my god, this song, what? Spirit Man, the Hangman's Revenge. It's the shittiest song on the album. The rest of the album is fucking amazing. Yes, it's fucking unbelievable.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
This is awesome shit. So I 10 out of 10, Belle. I know we don't. Just wow. Thank you.
That's
Belle.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Random shit have you rocked? That was amazing. Yeah.
Nice.
Keep doing that.
That's awesome. All right.
But get on to that album because I'm telling you, that's fucking awesome album.
Wow, if that's the worst song on the album, that's going to be a pretty fucking good album. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Dave, you can sit a bit longer. Conrad. Sorry.
That was just short and sweet. Sorry, I didn't want to.
Yeah, no, cool. That's all right. Let's go to Conrad next then.
Yeah, I didn't mind this. It was okay. It was pretty good. Didn't like the vocals, but I liked the music. Did like the music. I liked the riffage, and I liked the gear change towards the end.
That was cool.
It changed up. I quite liked that. So the vocals didn't really flick my switch. I hated the video, obviously, because it was. Just,
you're a pussy. I'm sorry, man. You gotta watch some horror.
The video was horrible.
Exactly. That's what made it cool.
Should be banned. No,
fuck off.
That bad. It's pretty terrible.
So, but other than that, it was. It wasn't brilliant, but it was solid. I'll give this a 6 out of 10.
Okay, it's all right.
Maybe I'm becoming harder to please. Perhaps that's it.
That's okay though. That means that when something does really get your attention, we know it's going to be really, really good. That's the point.
Yeah, that's got to be really good. I think that's it.
It's going to be really good for Conrad.
Yeah,
not for everyone else.
Really good.
Well, we'll see. He's got a choice coming up later on. All right, Dave, over to you.
Oh, fucking yeah. I have heard of this band before. They covered Supernaut. There is, it's on Spotify. There is a complete cover of Sabbath Volume 4 with all different bands doing a different song from that album, and they did Supernaut, and I fucking love that song, and I've heard this cover, so I am following this band on Spotify. I haven't heard anything else from this band before Bell picked this song. This song is fucking awesome. Lots of energy, nice buzzing guitar tone. Bell said buzz, I say buzzing. Buzz, all good. Cool guitar solos, lots of solos. Solos are cool, and when you got this guitar tone, holy shit. It's probably because I had the Sabbath cover in my head beforehand. I can hear that Sabbath influence all the way through. They're faster, so Metallica, but when they slow things down in like the midsection and that Sabbath shit just kicks in, yeah, that's what I love.
Can hear
I mentioned guitar solos. They're fucking perfect. This gets a guitar player or moist in the mangina. That's what I like.
Oh, for God's sake, you were going so well.
The mangina.
Dave. Anyway.
Now, did I mention this is a cool heavy metal song? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did I mention horror? Oh my God. Fuck yeah, Bell, you're awesome. Lots and lots of axe chopping goodness. Holy shit, this video is fantastic. And what is not to enjoy?
Clip that bit. Oh,
fuck yes. Yes. I'm enjoying it as either watching on my phone, I got earbuds in, and then the psycho killer comes up behind some random band member and he's got an axe and he just drags him off. I'm like, yes, this is brilliant. Like, holy shit. Kids are around, Jade's got a friend over, I'm turning around on my chair and like, yep, they can't see this shit. Oh man. This is so cool. Excellent song. The video is fantastic. As soon as the guy with the axe comes out, it goes to a whole new level of awesomeness. Yeah. But fuck, it's so camp and ridiculous. It's like
it's over the
like
top,
the shit I was making in year 12 when I thought I wanted to be a filmmaker. There was one scene where there's a band member running towards what is obviously the psycho killer behind the tree. It's like one of those lovers, running towards each other moments. You got this fucking guy want to be killed. Running towards the guy.
I think Dave's just broken Dave.
Oh, man.
Dave's drawstrings fucking stuck on loop.
As good as it fucking gets. The song itself is fantastic, and then you got this awesome video. I'm sorry, Conrad, man, you don't understand how cool horror is. He's horrible. The guy sawing. He's fucking
and then it's like, and he's just like,
horrible.
But no, he's got an axe. He's got an axe, but he's using a knife. He's the goofiest fucking serial killer.
Dave, we've missed you. Oh, wow.
That's awesome, Dave. Made my night.
Heavy metal, Black Sabbath riffs, horror, goofy serial killers. Bell, brilliant. Thank you so much for bringing this into my life.
Breaking Dave, Bell.
He's gonna cry. This is like the emotional Oscars speech. Oh no!
You can't get better than this shit.
Oh, I can get a lot better.
The song, the video, 10 out of 10. Thank you so much.
It's a 10 out of 10. Yep.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
YouTube.
Wow. All right. Well, let's see what the audience think of it.
Get on the album, guys. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I'm so doing that.
What do we got here? So, what do we got here? Old Brown Dave. Nobody said a fucking word, Dave. So there we go. Tough says, we love you, Dave. Don't stop being passionate. Metalhead, the world needs you. There we go. And then on this song, Darren said, cool old school metal, which is cool. Michael said, I like this track. Great energy. Love the vocalist. This band rocks.
Yep. Yeah.
Tough said, my gift to you, Dave, Thelemite, Survival of the Fittest 2023. Check it out. Okay, well, there's one for Dave to bookmark.
I'm really confused at the moment. I'll watch this back sober tomorrow.
Watch it back. Nicole says, now this is better than that last answer. There we go.
Oh my God.
Got fired. Here we go. And to
that is the fucking best comment ever.
Aaron's gone poking the bear, Nicole, which is cool. Which Nicole's gone me, never. Rowan's gone. Darren, something about hair is bear. So what is going on in the comments? Edge Crusher, awesome song. Look forward to hearing more from Spirit.
Get on it.
There we go.
Forgot about this, dude.
Oh my
yeah, there we go. Oh, wow. Comments. Anyway, Vinny says, bit of a belter, Bell, straight to the playlist. Thank you. So there we go. More love for it.
Vinny.
Top says, I listened to this and I woke up with a full Celtic tattoos all over my body and a strong need to wood chop things. So there we go.
Yeah.
But another
Hey, I'll hook you up with the wax, man.
Oh, wow. What Tough says, Voivod, Morgoth Tail seems cool. Okay, I'll check that as well. Oh, Nicole's got mangina off, for fuck's sake. Vinny says, Juice Dave Bigelow has arrived. So yeah, that's where Dave's losing his shit. And then Darren's gone, yep, Dave's feeling like
can I make money off that shit?
Maybe OnlyFans. Nicole says, how do we establish?
Hey, I don't scream like a bitch. I scream like a man.
Oh God, here we go. The legal side of my brain is confused. Okay, well, I don't know what we're doing here. And Nicole has followed up with a bear is a bear without hair. There we go. Now we're playing Dr. Seuss at 11 o'clock at night. All right, I'm going to move us along. I've got my song of the choice now. My song of the week now is coming up. So we're going to go to my one next, which is Orpheus Omega with their cover of Hate Crew Deathroll. So there's a link in the comments and the description box, so go and check it out. But yeah, Orpheus Omega, Hate Crew Deathroll is my pick for this week. It's the latest from the Melbourne band. A little something of theirs to pay tribute to Alexi Leho and the 20th anniversary of the Hate Crew Deathroll from Children of Bottom release. As with anything Orpheus Omega, I always get right into it. I love that band to bits. They are one of the best at what they do. If you like mellow death at all, this is a band you have to check out. But this one is really, really faithful to the original. But as always, they've managed to sort of put their own spark and sense of fun into the song. And particularly in the video, being a studio-based thing, not a horror flick or anything like that. It's just a studio-based sort of video. But it, to me, is the sort of... There's just something about these guys that just, has a bit of fun with it. As always, with Themelko at the helm, this sounds great. You've got to give it to him in that regard, but also extra credit for his vocals on this one too. The bite in the aggressive vocal, the harsh stuff was really cool, but the melodic touches are bang on as well. He just seems to get that balance right more and more as the years go by, which is just phenomenal to watch him grow in that regard. But this song, if you know the original, just feels like a faithful homage in all the right ways, right down to the solo. The solo was phenomenal in this one.
Yeah.
If you like the original, I think you will really, really enjoy this one. But if you like anything heavy at all with heaps of groove and a little bit of melody, then this is one you're going to want to get onto. I love the video. I think that's, like I said, where the fun sort of comes into it for me. But I love the snap at the end. That little that little fuck off bit at the end was really, really cool. It's just... this is a song that will go off for this band and for their fans because there is that crossover with Children of Bottom, obviously there.
Yeah.
But I think this is really cool. I hope everyone likes this as well. We'll soon find out. But it's catchier than you might think, this one too. I think it's a very clever, very well done song. But let's see. Jeff, how'd you go?
Okay, well, I didn't care for this at first.
Okay.
So midway through, I changed my opinion. By the third or fourth listen, I was completely smitten. I was just like, okay, cool. It's something here. So then I did what anybody would do. I've never heard these guys. So I guess I'm fucking living under a rock. So I went into the catalog and I got lost. There was so many amazing songs. I checked out that album, Wear Your Hate. Wow. Yep. Holy fuck. These guys just, to me, they reminded me of a cross between Parkway Drive and In Flames. Those guys had a baby, okay? And this is what the result. So just short, sweet. This is another thing that I'm going to need to listen to, a musical obsession. That thank you very much, Andrew. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Yeah. Fucking 10 out of 10. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Wow.
Cool.
I really like them. Yeah.
Good start. Wow. Good start. No, I love these guys. It's been following them for fucking years now.
I don't know how I saw that they had a name change. Obviously they were just called Orpheus. Now they've added Omega, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, it was a while ago now, though. Orpheus Omega was a while ago. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know why. I'd never heard of them. Why have you? Why have you never told me? I'm mad.
I have. I've told everyone. They've been on the show a few times now.
No, I probably wasn't paying attention. I don't know. But look,
better late than never, man. It's always good to find it whenever you do.
These guys, I'm gonna go through their catalog, the entire thing.
Cool.
What I heard in the deep dive there that I did, just wow! I just grabbed a random album and I don't know what the fucking.
Stupidity Mortem is really good, and the last one they did is really good too. So check out those two in particular. Right. But yeah, their catalog's great in general. But those two albums are fucking fantastic. All right, Conrad, over to you.
Yeah, I like this. This is good. Although cool. I mean, it's not their song, so they can't be credited with with writing this. But I like the drums. I thought the drums were stunning, and that drummer is cool. Amazing.
Yeah,
I think I might have put these guys on maybe years ago. I was booking gigs years ago. I think when they were under the name Orpheus. So it's quite possible. Yeah, no, I like this. This was solid. It's not really my bag. It's not really my genre, but still, I found it enjoyable nevertheless. Cool. It's well executed. So yeah, and I liked the backup vocals with the friends they had in the videos screaming along. I thought that was really nice. That gave it, I guess, a sense of humor to it. Or just some quirkiness to it, which was quite nice. Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed this. I'd give this a 6 out of 10 for me.
Cool.
But I'm being harsh on that. I'm sorry.
No,
maybe because it's not their song, perhaps. Yeah. If it was their song, maybe I'd give it more. But yeah, that was still good though.
All good, man. I'll take it. I'll take that for all I can.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's see how Dave went.
Yeah. I didn't write this shit, but I'm gonna come out and just say I have a love-hate relationship with Children of Bodom. I go back 15 fucking years. There was like 50 Guitar World magazines up there, and Alexi Loho was a regular contributor to that magazine with like columns of sharing his musical knowledge, and he was fucking amazing. And every month when I bought this magazine, I would like be learning his lessons and like absorbing his knowledge. And I was all set to buy Hate Crew Deathroll. And then I got the magazine, I was flicking through it, and it's just like there's a lot of players out there that can play super well and super fast, but also super lame, like Dream Theater. I'm like, fuck you. And I ended up not buying that CD, even though I fucking adored his lessons. But I continued to buy Guitar World, and I continued to absorb his lessons. And I'm like, fuck you, because a lot of people like me were writing into this magazine and criticizing the shit, and he actually apologized. And later on, he would play a festival with Dream Theater, and it's just like, look, it got taken out of context. I'm just like, okay, cool, I get that. So that fucking hurt initially, but I fucking love Children of Bodom. They're the one of the heavy. They're heavier than I fucking love Opeth, but fucking Children of Bodom, and he is an amazing guitar player. And we did the Orpheus Omega EP a few months ago. That was fucking off the charts. That is insane. So this is the perfect song for this band to cover. And this is really, really faithful to the original. The vocals are really well done. They are harsh as it needs to be faithful, and they are as coherent as Alexi's are. Now, I struggle at the best of times with the harsh stuff, but if it's coherent, because I love lyrics, I love the thought that's put into it. That shit's important. So if you're going to be harsh, you have to be coherent. And I've really pushed myself in the last few months. So
you're doing well, actually. Yeah.
Fuck, this is insanely fucking well done. The solo itself is fucking faithful to the original. I actually did, much like I did with Perhaps, I actually did the 20-second jump between the demo and and what's been released. I did the 20-second original cross with this. It took a long fucking time. Fuck, they nailed it. They really fucking nailed it. It's a really well done, faithful cover. I do prefer the original. There's just something about Alexi's guitar tone and the tone of the keys that make that version pop. But fuck, this is really, 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 really well done. Orpheus and Omega are a fucking great band. And to pick this song, I would like to see them do Needle 24/7 because fuck, that's a cool song. And gonna get sidetracked, but this led me down the rabbit hole. Children of Bodom revisited like 10 years ago. Went to Oops, I Did It Again. That's always fun. And it took me back to when I was still working at Big W, and I was the closing manager, and I had music playing on my phone, and I had to go make sure everyone's registers were like balancing and everything. And people were like, hey, are you listening to Britney Spears? I'm like, no. Like, hang on, that's not Britney. No, it's an early demo before they auto-tuned her voice. This is what she really sounds like.
God.
But yeah, Orpheus Omega cover and Lexi Loho and Children of Bodom, all fucking brilliant. This is cool. Great pick, man. Thanks for leading me down a rabbit hole.
Nice. No, that's a good win for me as well. I'll take it. All right, let's see if I can close the circle nicely. Belle, how did you go?
All right. So for context, I hadn't heard this band before or the original. So my first thought was, damn, this is not a typical Andrew song of the week. This is really heavy. My second thought was, shit, this sounds like an In Flames song with keyboards. Yes.
Great.
I get what you're saying.
Yes.
What just happened?
We just like to mix.
Dave dropped out and came back in again. Yeah.
Dave's gone and back.
Fucking Melbourne internet, Belle, I need your hamster.
No,
Seriously,
I don't have any of my hamsters. I need them.
Send me a Tasmanian devil. I need some type of animal.
Random hamsters.
Oh my goodness.
My third thought was, this is fucking awesome. And the verses are kick ass. The solo kicks ass. The melodic chorus is fantastic. There's some kind of gang vocal breakdown thing towards the end, which is always a crowd pleaser. So well done with that. I'm seriously in love with this song.
Nice.
I haven't heard the original, which I already said. I
get on it.
don't want to, because this is perfection, and I don't want that to be ruined. So well done to this band who covered this great song.
Check out the original.
I don't know if I want to.
I get that. I do get that. I get that.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I do like Children of Bodom, so maybe I will.
I think you'll like the original. Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
Yeah, you should always. That's right. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, thank you, Andrew, for bringing this to me.
Most welcome.
Because it was very cool. So can I just sorry if you had some kind of information in your preamble. I wasn't paying attention.
It's just a single. It's just a single. This one. Melbourne band? Melbourne.
Right.
And they've been around for a while. There's a few albums out. If you like this, go and check out the discography.
I've heard of the band. Yeah, I've heard of the band.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard anything from them before.
I would start with probably Where Your Sins and Pardon Vita Mortem, but there's great stuff all across their catalog. There's EPs, albums. They haven't done a thing wrong as far as I'm concerned. If you like melodic death metal at all, they are a premier band in the genre.
It's my favorite genre, so I'm pretty sure I'll like it.
I think you'll like them.
Love this. This is great.
If you like this, you will like the band.
The EP we reviewed earlier this year was fucking great. It won me over, so shit. It has to be good.
It's pretty special stuff what these guys are capable of, and they're a special band, so they're cool.
Awesome.
I love them a lot. I'm glad you liked it. Really glad you liked it.
Loved it.
All right, now for the litmus test. Let's see what the audience have to say. Nicole says, yes, I'm tired when it comes to the jokes. All right, very cool. So she enjoyed that one. Darren says, yep, love this. These guys fucking rock. Vinny says, definitely a track I'd play whenever the interest rate increases on my mortgage, that's for sure.
I need a fucking drink.
Here we go. Nicole says, I love musical rabbit holes. Darren says, Obscura is my rabbit hole at the moment. Brilliant band. Okay, nice. Cool.
Obscura.
Yeah.
Okay.
What have we got here? Tuff says, holy shit, metal balls, shaven or not, this will won't turn you into a werewolf, vampire, Megatron robot, evil clown, gremlin. I don't know what will Epic find. Okay, if this won't turn you. Okay, cool. Good find. I'm glad we got there. It's a compliment. I'll take it. Edge Crusher says, awesome band, awesome song, great pick, Andrew. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Michael says, don't mind this track. A bit to absorb here. Love the drums. Like to give this more of a listen. Good effort. Okay, cool. That's good as well. It's one of those ones that is infectious. We'll get under your skin a bit more.
Yeah.
Nicole says, I just crawled out of the Sabaton rabbit hole. That is a long one, too.
Yeah.
And when Dave dropped out and in, Darren says, Dave play musical squares. It's like the Brady Bunch gone wrong. Darren says, Sabaton Rock and even better live. And Nicole says, I'm definitely looking forward to the next tour now, Darren. Definitely going. So there we go. Getting some love for Sabaton, which Dave missed out on because he wasn't here. So sucks to be him. All righty. Yeah. While Dave is still getting his next drink, next song is Jeff's choice for the week. So in the comments, in the description box, you will see a link to Ronnie Atkins with Trinity. It's from the upcoming album of the same name, due in October. It's his third solo album. This is obviously none other than the vocalist from Pretty Maids. And I think it's time we all admit that Jeff has a type. Frontiers to the rescue again. For
the
Jeff.
rescue.
We've established Dave's type. Now we have Jeff's type. Definitely we have that one sorted out. But Jeff, you picked this one, so over to you.
Sure. Look, Ronnie Atkins. So, who doesn't love the Pretty Maids? I know Belle and I have already connected over that. They're just fucking awesome, and they're just a great band. So I'm going to love pretty much anything that he does. Obviously, he's been the front man. So this stuff is just great. Now, this song has a lot going for it. It's got melody, a great groove. The drummer is just locked in. He's just like in that fucking pocket. I think I looked at him. I thought, if I had one of those hats, I'd kind of look like him a little bit, but black eyeliner. I could almost pass for that drummer.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. But look, the song itself is anthemic. Now, when you consider that Ronnie himself has stage 4 lung cancer, this is awesome. When you can think that a guy that's going through what he's going through, and he still has time to make amazing fucking music, you'd think he's got other things on his plate that are more important. The proof is in the pudding. This song, I can't wait for this new album. Yeah, so, just amazing. All I got to say is long live Ronnie Atkins. And I even wrote, hooray for Frontiers coming through again. I actually wrote that.
Here we go.
So there we go.
Told you we've established your type now. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Anything else you wanted to say there, or is that?
No, I mean I just kept it short and sweet. I just love it. Cool. I think it's a great song. It's got everything I look for. It's like I said, it's very anthemic. So I'm hoping the rest of you guys found something in there you like.
All right. Well, we're going to go to the hard marker first. So, Conrad, how did you go with Trinity from Ronnie Atkins?
This was enjoyable. It wasn't unpleasant. It was it was nice. It was it ticked all the boxes. It's radio friendly kind of hard rock. It's sing along stuff. It didn't rub me up the wrong way. There was nothing offensive here. It was it was good. Didn't like the video. Hated the video, but I liked the song.
Man.
So I'm sorry I'm being harsh here. I know.
No.
I think I've come to a point where I've become really hard to impress. I think metal and rock music has just gotten to a level now, and it's gotten to a point where it's like, where do we go from here? What can we do with it? And
when we find the one that does that for you, it's going to be good.
And it's hard to find something hard to find something that's new and innovative and interesting now, I think, with this music. And so I'm harder to impress, unfortunately.
It's fair enough.
I'm not doing it myself, and that's another thing too. I will add that I'm not out there doing it myself, and so am I one to criticize if I'm not? But for somebody who listens to a lot of this music over the years and has been
entitled, of course,
entrenched
consumer.
I'm a consumer of it since about 1984. I started sort of getting into this stuff, so I've just become. I think nowadays it's harder to impress.
You're a little jaded. Is that fair?
Yeah, not jaded. Maybe jaded is not the word. I just want to see something new and innovative.
You want to be impressed again. You want that feeling of being impressed again.
I want to be that 10-year-old kid again who hears "Hot for the Teacher" for the first time.
Yep, and something will do that for you. I swear, something will.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I haven't found that yet in a while. Well, I haven't. There's not much coming along lately that's making me go, "Oh wow, it's knocking me on my ass."
Listen to Northlane.
I saw Northland.
I'll pay that actually.
Saw them at where did I see them at that Knotfest, and they were really good. I was really
you did say that. Yeah,
thank you, Conrad. They were very good.
They were really good. Yeah, they are.
I need to check them out. I think
this is it's good, but it certainly hasn't it hasn't wowed me.
Yeah,
but it's solid. So I'd give this probably a 5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff.
Okay. No, don't be sorry. It's your opinion.
Yeah, that's it.
Opinions.
No, be fucking sorry, man. Jesus, right.
You guys are Dave. You guys are going to be brutal on my song now. You're going to.
We'll see. But Dave is back.
It's coming.
He's fired up. So let's go to Dave next. How'd
go,
you
Dave.
go with this
Go,
one,
Dave.
Okay. You know, I think Conrad's older than me, but I discovered music when I was probably younger than most people. So he's got 4 years on me. And maybe I'm just easily impressed, but I still fucking hear stuff and it just wows me. And I just fucking love this song. I've been a big fan of Ronnie's vocals since I heard Motherland when that came out in 2013. And that was my introduction to Pretty Mates. And I thought that was fucking insane. I thought they were a new band. I had no idea they had so much history on them. And like, as I mentioned at the start of the show, I've caught up on pretty much everything Pretty Mates have done. And holy shit, they're a fucking great band. Not every album has hit the mark, but shit, he's a fucking great vocalist. I am so glad that he is still alive and making music, especially considering everything he has been through. And this song sounds fucking amazing. Now, I'm going to be a cunt. Hands up, who's seen Ronnie Atkins live?
Oh, you are a cunt.
I might have done.
Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Because holy shit. I have seen some of my favorite bands live. I saw Avantasia on a Tuesday night in Melbourne.
For like 4 hours.
That was probably the best 3.5 hours of live music I have ever fucking witnessed.
I remember
we have Tobias Summit, we have Jeff Tate, we have Ronnie Atkins, we have an amazing fucking band up there delivering 3.5 hours, and holy shit. Fuck, man. For a person who is passionate about music, that was an insane 3.5 hours. And Andrew has the video I did in my car directly after that video. And that was as raw as it fucking gets. But
wow. I'd love to say that.
It's around somewhere, but fuck me, man.
From Jeff?
What? They're from Finland.
Mark.
Yeah.
They're Danish.
So, anything Pretty Mates do, I'm just like, I have a lot of respect for this band. I have a lot of respect for Ronnie Atkins, especially just everything he's done. And I have spoken to Tobias Summit twice. I've done a phone interview with him. He is very close friends with Ronnie, and he's good enough for Tobias. He's good enough for me. This song is great. The intro is haunting for a few moments. I love that moment when the band fucking kicks in. Ronnie sounds great. It's great to hear him still making music with everything he's done. But the great hook in the chorus, lots of energy. Video is fucking awesome. Man, watch some fucking horror, man. Fuck. Nice use of the way the keyboards mirror the guitars. I like how they're balanced in the mix. The production's fucking great because those keys are right on par with the guitars. And those two, that's the shit right there. Excellent song. There's an album coming, because if the album is more like this,
there's an album coming,
Yeah.
Hand me the fucking Vaseline right now because this gets moist.
And the tissues. Don't forget the tissues.
Oh, wow.
So well.
Now, fuck the tissues. This is going to be a messy weekend. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But damn, this is cool.
I think this show's going to have to come with an R rating, I think.
Dude, I already put everything we do on YouTube and stuff, I always put the explicit tags, and no, it's not meant for kids. That's already done. Don't worry about it.
That's the time of night. Well, I suppose it's worldwide now. Anybody could be watching anywhere, daytime.
Yeah. We are not safe for work.
Only my kids can judge me. That's all I can.
And they will. And they will.
They will.
That's the fun part. Man, I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know if anyone can hear, but it sounds like a fucking horror movie happening in the fucking woods near me at the moment.
Awesome.
Dude,
fucking
how are you not out there filming shit, man? I would fucking love that.
I know it's possums. I know it's nothing serious.
Possums they make the worst sounds. They're like
fucking like
feral
you
fuckers.
don't live in Wolf Creek territory, do you? Was that?
No. We're in the middle of nowhere.
17-year-old Dave wanted to be a filmmaker, man. You got perfect advantage up there. There's so much.
I've got some good vision stuff too, which is actually
Anyway.
kind of cool.
I imagine the looks of the stars and shit at night would be amazing. Bleed from the city.
Oh, you haven't. I've got some cool photos. I'll send them through to you guys.
I want to see
that.
that.
The night sky here is something else. There's no light pollution at all. It's brilliant.
We got that here as well. I would love
the same thing.
You can see the southern lights from here as well.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, we're like southern Tassie. But
awesome.
I haven't been out and photographed them yet.
Nice though. Still listening. Do it. All right, well, Belle, the floor is yours. How'd you get this song?
All right, so here's my G-rated, maybe PG-rated review.
Do it.
So I'll try.
Shia LaBeouf in the chat.
When you posted this as your song of the week, I gave you the blowjob emoji. It's not the blowjob. It's what's it called? The wow emoji.
Oh yes.
Blow up doll emoji.
Not the what emoji?
The blowjob emoji. You know.
Blowjob emoji. I like that. All right. Yeah. Wow. All right. I'm rocking now.
Great. There we go. There's the R.
Belle,
all right.
You said G rating, right? Like.
Yeah.
I said I would try. I didn't realize I'd be able to do it.
You try.
Wow. Phenomenal.
Yep.
Thank you, Belle. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Belle's nice a smut. Okay.
So the reason I gave you that emoji, it wasn't because I was surprised to see that Ronnie Atkins had a new song. Because I was all over that shit before it was even released. Because Frontiers do the spoiler, this is a new song, and they kind of do a preview.
Yeah.
So I was very excited before it came out. But I was surprised because I completely forgot that it was coming out, and I couldn't believe that I didn't pick it as my song of the week. And then I was very happy that you did. So I got to talk about it now.
Hey,
so
I got a blowjob out of it. It's awesome. Yeah.
You can't get a blowjob.
Can't go wrong.
I gave you a blowjob.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
Wow.
I really hope my husband does not watch this.
Oh,
all right. Anyway, so it's no secret that amongst you guys, at least, I'm a massive Pretty Maids and fan. I think he's a fantastic singer, and he's had a wonderful solo career as well.
Yeah,
in the last few years, and I'm still learning about it, which is always fun. So anyway, back to the song. The intro has this fantastic guitar melody. So as soon as I heard that, I thought, I'm loving this song already. And this leads into the most earnest verse I've heard in ages. And as soon as he started singing, I felt my heartstrings tugging. I don't know what it is about Ronnie Atkins when he sings, but it just does it for me, particularly since I know he's been really sick, and he puts out this song that's just so uplifting. So I love him. I wish he was my dad. I really do. Oh shit. So the chorus is really uplifting, and so is the bridge. The lyrics are beautiful, and they definitely contribute to the uplifting nature of the song. The message of faith, love, hope can be interpreted in whatever way you choose to interpret it. It doesn't exactly have to be about the divine, although judging by the big cross around his neck on the promo,
it does have that feel.
Yeah, I think that's what he is singing about, which I can totally understand that, because I don't think he was particularly religious in terms of what Pretty Mage have released, but perhaps he's found it recently. Good for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really done any reading, but there's a rabbit hole I'm keen to go down.
Yeah.
So that wonderful guitar melody comes back for the outro and bookending the song perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the release of this album. I did do a bit of reading about it. Apparently, it's a bit heavier than the two solo releases done recently, which are melodic hard rock, but on the kind of the lighter side. So this, I guess, has a bit more grit to it, which I think is cool.
That's going to be good.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Nice.
And thank you, Jeff.
Hey, you're welcome.
Nice.
I wanted to add just one last thing. I kind of saw all the candelabras, right? Because the whole room was dark, and I saw them as sort of like little individual lights in a dark world. And maybe that's kind of what he's kind of going for. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I can't believe I haven't watched the video yet. I've really got to watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
The video serves the song okay.
Yeah,
it's
really
a performance
good.
video,
Simple.
but there's
It's simple.
yeah,
right?
it's not complicated, but it does the job. Yeah.
It fits well.
Cool.
Well, for my take on it, like I said, if we're going to play this type, we know that this ticks a lot of the boxes for Jeff, but there's some really gnarly tones on this one. There's some chunky riff work for all the melody in this one. This has got some bite to it. The way the synth work sits on this song in particular was a nice touch to it. There's some really cool panning in it and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of synth can be overbearing or it can be sort of underdone. This one, you know, is in the gold and it sits really just right, which is very, very cool, and it adds something special to this song. Ronnie's still smoking it vocally. I mean, fuck, with everything he's going through, it's insane. But there's a big chorus on this one, and that big chorus really just shows off his vocals really nicely on this track in particular. Yeah, it's melodic like you'd expect it to be. But there's a lot of feel in this one, and there's some cool energy in this track as well. It's nice and punchy, well, probably punchier than you might think it would be, which ties in what was being said about the album before coming up. Probably a little bit surprisingly sort of punchy in that regard, to use the word a few times there, but just it got me a bit by surprise compared to what I've listened to out of the past before. So yeah, I like the extra bit of bite in this one. I hope he's kicking the crap out of the can, so we don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's been pretty
really
tight.
hope so.
I don't know, but I would love to get a lot more of this. Yeah, so fingers crossed. But this starts out strong, just powers all the way through. But the lyrical content, I get the heartstring stuff, but it's also makes me kind of wonder if he knows something we don't, if that makes sense, because he's pouring a lot of himself into this song, and there's a lot of weight in those lyrics. I don't want to say things like that, but that was the feeling I got when you read into it and you hear the lyrics and you're like, okay, do you know what I mean? Is he setting us up? Kind of thing, which is a possibility. Bowie did it, so you never know.
Fuck.
Kurt Cobain did it.
Freddie. Freddie as well.
Yeah,
Freddie as well.
So to be honest, most of the updates we've had is from Tobias Summit on his pages because he's very close to Ronnie. But fuck, dude, don't know.
No, well, I'm only telling you what I feel in here when I listen to
I get that. Thanks for the honesty, but
I hope not. It's not like I'm just sitting here going, let's make this happen. I hope not, but that's just the feeling of when
absolutely. I get what you're trying to say. Sure.
I do too. Just it doesn't make it fucking easy, man.
No, I know.
No,
that,
it's
but
not
I just
easy.
figured that I'd rather.
Man, Bowie a fucking month after Lemmy was a kick in the fucking nuts.
That was shit. But anyway, back onto this song. This was a really cool find. I'm looking forward to the album in October, and I do hope we get much more as opposed to less from this man and his fantastic vocals. So fingers crossed we get more of that in the future. All right, audience comments on this one. Nicole says, this is great. Maybe his last, alas. Pretty Maids were always good. So there we go. More of that. More people are coming through on the same vibe. Michael says, awesome, love this. Grabs me, then vocals start, and totally sold on this track. Probably the standard from this week's picks for me. So there we go. Some real love for this one.
Thank you.
Tough says, it's going to be some cool metal when the preview to The Nun 2 comes on first. Good find. Thanks, dude. So there we go.
Just anything with fucking nuns. Yes, make it happen.
I don't know. This nun's pretty freaking scary, dude.
No, anyway,
I don't know if you
we'll
want to
find
mess with this
Hey.
nun.
Nuns don't scare me.
Okay, Dave. We don't want to get
Ronnie
into your
rocks.
fetishes. Darren says Ronnie Rocks and Pretty Mates are freaking awesome. So there we go. Vinny says,
mate.
Hey, I saw him live.
His musical tastes have transcended, much like that floral feature on the wall behind him. So, well done, Vinny.
Kaboom!
Oh wow, that was well done.
Ouch. Feel the burn.
I didn't even notice that until then.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
Basher says Ronnie Atkins, Trinity, nice, cool, but yeah, they were a Danish band, which is the correction there. Michael says, yeah, Bell, you out Dave today for your review. So there we go. With the
I'll take that as a compliment.
Absolutely.
Yep. Darren says Bell has mixed R rated with G, so there we go. And Vinny's gone, Bell's review is now rated BJ+.
Oh my god, I couldn't think of the word wow.
Sorry.
So you went from wow
Think
to
of the word
blowjob?
wow,
Like,
and
what?
so blowjob came into mind.
Hey,
I just
I'm
say it
not
as
complaining.
blowjob.
I'm not going to complain.
How do you get from wow
It's
to
a slip of
blowjob?
Bell,
slip
Bell.
of the tongue. Get it? A slip
the
of the tongue.
saying, yeah, I know, Jeff. Well done. Fantastic. Bell, dig up, stupid. That's the saying. So
For whom the bell tolls.
oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, here we go.
Yes,
What do we
guys.
got here? Nicole's gone. Move away from Dave Bell.
I know. I know. It's rubbing off. And I
That's
get
probably
that.
not a good choice of words.
I
Bell.
know. I get
Anyway,
Wow. So the wow factor is now the blowjob factor.
yes, we are going to be coining new terms here all the time. All right, that's going to become a thing. You know, it's going to be a thing. Tough says, "I've got to thank you for the medal I found tonight, having heavy metal blowjob here. Thank you. Now I'm finished." There we go.
There we go.
Sally's mind is
Oh,
blown in
God.
more ways than one. Tough says, "I found Battle Chapel from this sweet mate." Nice. And
Please tell me that
Darren
doesn't
says,
look like a blowjob. Can you go back to Sally's?
You're talking
That
about
one.
that?
It could. It
Yeah.
could.
When I look at that, I think
My
immediately
point.
blowjob.
Exactly.
all I've got now is like the blood all from Ugly Kid Joe. Hate everything about you, man. That's all I've got in my head.
Sorry,
Anyway,
Bell.
so Darren says, "Thanks, Bell. That was awesome." And Vinny says, "You pulled it off
Right.
really well, Bell." So there we go.
Oh,
Pulled it off.
Oh, kaboom.
I appreciate that.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
For someone who wanted to get away from the cock and balls chat earlier on, you've really just fucking pulled us right back to the gutter again. So well done. We have one more song to go. This is Conrad's choice for the week. This is Tail Gunner with New Horizons, the last minute addition to proceedings here tonight. This is taken from the album. It's Tail Gunner, New Horizons. It's taken from the album Guns for Hire, which was released back in July. The debut album from the UK band as well. So, Conrad, how'd you find this one, and what made you go to it?
I went to a pub about 3 weeks ago. I was DJing a night. A mate of mine pulled me into who puts bands on, and this was down at the Cart and Horses where Maiden started. So they got quite a lot of bands on down there. It's about half the size of the Bendy. It's tiny. It's a really little intimate room, and these guys just came on. They were young kids. Honestly, I was like barely out of teens. You know, they're still, only just fucking discovered pubic hair. These kids, they were young, and like I'm expecting their parents.
Fix that.
I'm expecting their parents to turn up and pick them up from the show.
Wow. So they're not. So what you're saying, Connor, is they're not old enough to watch this show.
No, certainly not old enough to watch this show. They were very young, and I was quite shocked to see these young kids, barely out of their teens, playing blistering new wave of British heavy metal, just blistering stuff, and doing it so well, executing it brilliantly. And there's a real resurgence of this at the moment over here right now. There's a real resurgence of young kids playing this sort of stuff, and it's great to see.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away by them. I was just like watching them live. It was like a young Sebastian Bach with Cross for Judas Priest.
That's high praise.
And I was just like, this is unreal. And after seeing them, I was like, these guys are great. And so I was looking for something that it was hard to find something that to bring something new to the table. I wanted to find something new. And I thought of these guys and thought, oh, that album just got released. This is their new album just came out. So I thought I'll have a look. And sure enough, there was a clip, and yeah, that's why I chose it. And I hope you guys like it.
Nice.
I gave it. I'm going to give this 8 out of 10.
Nice. There we go. We are getting into the ones that do get your attention, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's nothing new. It's not reinventing. It's nothing doing anything innovative with metal, but it's done well. It's young kids doing new wave of British heavy metal and executing it brilliantly. But with modern production. I think it sounds great with modern production, because obviously the production in the late 70s, early 80s wasn't brilliant back then. So it had a bit of a thin sounding tone to it, but this sounds nice and rich and fresh, bright, crisp. So that's why I liked it. So hope you guys liked it.
Well, let's do the rounds. Dave, how'd you go? Did you get to it?
Yeah, I did. Hang on. Okay. Cool song, lots of energy. Guitar tone was fucking great. It needs more guitar solos. No, I'm being sarcastic. The guitar solos were fucking fantastic. That's what really stood out the most. Being a guitar nerd, most of the song, it goes for like 6 minutes, and most of it's guitar solos. Yeah, look, dude, I gave this one listen. I'm really sorry, but we got this on the day we do the fucking stream, and the Thursdays are just fucked for me, so I don't get to go.
Deliver in future. I'll try and deliver a lot earlier.
Please do, because your contributions are fucking great. I just can't do it on a Thursday. Thursdays are fucked for me. So if you get it Thursday morning, but I will check out a lot more of this band, because this band seems fucking like they can deliver the goods. They're fucking genuine.
Yeah.
And like I said, the guitar solos get me moist in the mangina, as mentioned earlier. I would love to go in depth into the lyrics, because lyrics are another big thing that I do. Grow up. Fucking mangina, come on, we all got one. If we don't wax them, but that's all good. But I would love to give this a lot more in-depth review than I can, but on my first listen, the guitar solos just punch you in the fucking shaving nuts.
And the plums.
But yeah, dude, I will definitely be checking out more from this band, because this was cool. I did like this.
Thank you.
Nice. Cool. Alrighty. Belle, did you get a chance to go over this one?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay, cool.
I listened to it while you were having audio issues.
Okay. Well,
I was having audio issues.
Well done.
Really one-off recent listen, but I did feel very guilty for not listening to the last two, so I was grateful for the opportunity to listen to it.
Yeah,
I didn't have time earlier today. So this is, and I scribbled down some notes here on a notepad. This is a great heavy metal song. Plain and simple. Honestly, sorry, Conrad, I remember it being cool, but I can't remember the song itself. So I apologize for that, but I remember liking it. It has all the ingredients and the mix up nicely to make a tasty offering. Sorry, I'm just reading what I wrote.
Tasty offering?
Sorry. This is what I wrote. Maybe I think I was a couple of drinks in.
Did it give you the blowjob factor? Did it give you the blowjob factor?
Tasty offerings.
I need to listen to it again.
What makes you want to do that?
Should we review this in emojis?
We're doing an
emoji review.
I feel that's a little wrong, given these guys are just reaching puberty. So
Let's bring it back down.
Let's not go there.
Let's PG this one a little bit.
Hey, I'll bring the wax and knock them down a few years.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
So I really liked it, Conrad. I thought it was great. It's got a classic sound and feel. I really like the riffing. The vocals are great and they suit the music. It's sort of coming back to me now. It was cool. I agree. I love that these young bands are doing sort of the old school stuff. Keeping it alive, I think, is excellent. Please, if you want to share more of this stuff, you're more than welcome.
Do it.
I'll be
but 2 or 3 days beforehand, man.
I Conrad.
I will deliver a lot earlier. Deliver a lot earlier on this.
Oh wow!
No, that's cool. Oh my god! All right, I'm done.
Okay, I think everyone's done. Everyone's done and expended.
I'm not. I got stamina for all night. Fuck it.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. For mine, this one has loads of energy. I know.
Lost his shit.
But they had a member of Enforcer mix and master this album, and that style is really well represented here. So if you get that Enforcer vibe, that's where this sort of comes from. It's got great riffs, frantic rhythm on it, the bite in the vocals, but there's also some use of melody there too, which is great. It's one of those ones you know is going to go off live again. There's a big hook in the chorus, which is perfect for that in the crowd interaction kind of moment. It's one of those real sing-along kind of songs that would have gone off live. This whole thing, it's a recurring theme that everyone's talking about, but it's got that old school feel, but it's very, very fresh. They're not reinventing the wheel. You don't need to, though. You just got to do it very, very well, and that's what they've done here. It's another great band coming through in this space. We're getting blessed with a lot of younger bands coming through and sort of keeping that flame alive, which is fantastic. There's a great solo in this, as you expect it to have. But the lead up to the solo was just as impressive as the solo itself. That little bit of composition was really, really nice, how they left the space open and then sort of built into it. I love how you can really feel and hear the bass under that as well. That was a cool touch on this one, especially when the dual guitar lead part is going on. They got the bass sort of humming along underneath. That was really nicely done. It's just old school British metal brought into today, and it's done right, especially the close of the song. I thought the close of the song was a really nice touch on this one as well. So there's nothing not to like. This is a very, very cool track, and I will have to go and listen to another album now because I really did enjoy this one. So thank you very much, Conrad, for sharing a very cool track. Really did dig this one quite a bit. Yeah. Alrighty, Jeff, bring it home.
Yeah. So obviously, Conrad, you posted it, and then I had to work and stuff, so I worked, and then after work, I wanted to have a shower. It was just like fucking just to wash the.
Dude, I don't need to hear about you in the shower. Fucking Jesus Christ!
After everything else we've heard about, sorry, I got an image.
That's the tamest part of the conversation.
Yeah. So,
don't encourage Bell.
I've got like a little a Wonder Boom in my shower that I put on, and I'll put music on.
Wow!
While I have a shower. I love, well, nowhere crazy. I'm just saying I listened to it while I was having a shower, and I fucking loved it. I thought it was awesome. And when I first heard it, because I couldn't see the band, right? My phone was on the counter, and I was in the shower, so I could only just hear. And so my initial thought was, it sounded like Priest. It sounded like classic Priest. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, is this Sebastian Bach? Has he got a new band?
You are.
And I'm like, wow. But then I'm listening. I'm like, okay, so Sebastian has got a very distinct vibrato that he does. And I'm like, okay, I didn't hear any. So what's going on here? So then I got out of the shower, dried off, got everything all set up. And then I watched the video.
And I was like, a shower again.
Yeah, that's right. I went and grabbed my box of tissues and I watched the video. I was like, okay, this is really this is great. So then I grabbed my fucking awesome headphones that I've got, my Sony XM4s. I put them on and I cranked it, and I was just like, fuck, man, these guys are bringing it. And I'm looking at them in the video. I'm like, they don't look very fucking old either. And just based on what I don't really know anything about them other than what I heard, but I'm going to be digging into these guys. This is fucking awesome shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I fell in love. Yeah, absolutely. And not just in the shower. It was outside the shower too. I wasn't touching myself in an impure manner or anything like that while listening to.
Do I need to leave again?
I'm just pulling your chain, Dave. No. Conrad, fuck. keep bringing the shit like this. This is awesome. Yeah, just do it earlier in the week.
I will. I've had a rather busy.
No, that's fine.
No, everyone's got life.
I get it, dude.
Mind you, I
saw them we can make it happen.
Saw them 3 weeks ago, so yeah.
Well, I kind of thought after I listened to it, I thought I bet he's seen these guys.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, it fits that. Yeah. We've worked out 2 types. We're getting closer to working out Conrad's type as we go through things. It's generally
do we want to go there, man? Man,
Dave, you're already taking us anywhere else anyway. So what difference does it make?
We're spoken about balls and showers and blowjobs. Do we want to know Conrad's type? Shit.
I was digging through old CDs today. Like I was looking for a specific CD, and I've got in my garage. I've got fucking crates and the fucking things, right? I come across this one I hadn't seen in a long time. Dave, you'll know this one.
I can't see that.
A spiral sequence?
Yeah, that's James Toole. Yeah, this is like fuck. Cool this is such a great album. Anyway, so James.
Man. I have such an emotional connection to the album, but it's too fucking late.
It's a really good album.
That's a good album. Yeah. But I was like, oh fuck, I gotta pull that.
We have a lot to go for, and it's almost midnight. So fuck.
Yeah,
I know.
We're gonna start.
I know it's my fault. I fucked up the whole night. I'm sorry.
Damn it, Dave.
Change.
Yeah, no, this has been just a great night.
Good.
And fun.
It's so good to be back, isn't it?
I've been jonesing for this fucking show for so long.
Yeah,
man. Jonesing like Vaseline Josen or Josen just like having a shower?
Anyway, let me go to the comments and we'll see where this one takes us because back before when Vinny said you pulled it off really well, Darren followed up with wow, blowjobs and rubbing it. So there we go. And Tuff says to someone tonight's show, all I can say is giggity. That's from Tuff. So there we go.
Oh, fucking quagmire.
Where we are
last time was bad enough.
No, we'll always. I
Anyone
told you.
See that Family Guy Simpsons crossover where Homer's like, "Hey, get off my wife."
Oh my goodness. Well, I did tell you, Belle, that we will always find a way to lower the bar, and we are doing that each and every week.
I'm happy to contribute.
Please do. Tuff says maybe we should do a show about what heavy metal we should bang to. That'd be an interesting playlist. Sally says
it's got to be still pampered, doesn't it?
Should or have. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Vinny says we just can't get away from cock tonight. So there we go. Tuff says my heavy metal loving mix would be Judas Priest. You got another thing coming and Painkiller. So there we go. Michael says, love this, Conrad. This was not in the playlist, so at first listen here want to check out the guys for sure. So there we go. So that is a very, very cool track there.
Yeah.
Tuff says at the moment being single, my heavy metal song is Judas Priest, One Shot at the Glory, giggity lol.
Oh, dude, what about Grinder? You're missing out on that shit.
Yeah, well, Darren's gone bells reading out recipes. So here we go. We're getting Nigella Lawson into this one. Darren's gone cool song. They're back onto point. So cool song there. Nicola said, thankfully, it sounds like metal is in good hands with the youth. Finally. Yeah. So there we go. In the context of tonight, probably not the best choice of words.
Finally, someone sensible.
Cheers, Nicole.
Tuff says, this gives me hope for the future of metal. It's got a lot of different metal vibes. I give it a 3 BJ out of 5.
Oh, dude, you were sensible to start with, but you had to snuff it up, didn't you?
And now we have Vinny. Vinny says the tempo is sort of similar to Slave to the Grind. So there we go. Darren says, holy shit, Jeff, keep your Wonder Boom to yourself. And Guy says, welcome back, Dave. Welcome back to all of us, obviously.
You're fucking welcome, man.
All
man,
right.
If you can picture Rocky training for the big event, I've been mixing up LD Red with LD White every morning with the Rocky music. That's the shit that's happening.
There we go. And here we go. On this note, Jeff, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. First time tuning in. Thought I'd accidentally typed in the Hard Cock Show. You wouldn't be the first person.
That's an old joke, man.
That is we mentioned that joke in our last stream, actually. So there you go.
Hey,
well done.
Andrew. Andrew, man. Once we live stream the waxing, we got to do the Hard Cock Show.
Oh my God, Dave.
Wow.
Anyway,
okay.
All right, we're going to play a new game. This is going to be really fun because a few of us have had a few drinks tonight, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see how well this one goes. Yeah, right. No, I've had more than both of you together. Anyway,
Do you need some wax?
Oh,
No.
Dave.
No.
Enough. No.
So, I'm sorry.
No.
I
All right.
was indulging a thing.
Anyway, now we're going to move on to a new game, which
I'm
is going to.
gonna mute
I'm really
myself
curious.
for a
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very, very curious as to how this is going to go. And I'm going to throw a last minute curveball in because I did tell you guys in the run sheet for this, I was going to do a band. I'm going to change to an album. So you got to keep in mind this is for an album, not for a band.
Oh,
Okay.
Album. Okay.
So
I figured that gave me a lot more flexibility to play with things.
Holy shit.
But I did go for one that was not too hard, I hope, but I've tried to make this as interesting as I can. So basically, long story short, we're going to play a new game for us, which is called Who Am I, which is not really a new concept. It has been done before to death all over the place, but we're going to try and do our take on things where I've got 10 clues for everyone to go through. And basically, I'm going to tell you, go through the clues bit by bit, and then you guys all get one guess each just to make it a bit more interesting. So you can go early, you can go late, you can do whatever you want, but just you get one guess each. And we're going to see if one of you guys gets it or if the audience in the comments get it first. So make sure you play along in the comments and let us know what your guess is as you go through. Yes, Jeff?
So can we just, if we know, can we just blurt it out anytime?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So whenever you think you've got it, you just have your shot. But once you have your shot, that's it. So if you get it wrong,
that's another innuendo.
Well, I've given up. Vinny's gone. The show cock hard work. So there we go. We're doing everything tonight. All right. So anyway, let's play a little round of Who Am I? We haven't done this before. This is going to be wild, I'm sure.
Unmute yourself, Dave. Unmute yourself.
It'd be funny as fuck if he thinks he's got it right and then he doesn't.
No. It's like I'm putting myself in the Nordic corner for a while. I will unmute myself if I think I got it.
All right. Cool. All righty. So first clue.
Album.
I'm a British band's debut album released in 1970.
Judas Priest.
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Well, Dave got there first, so there you go. That was easy. Ta-da!
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
That's what my God!
Okay.
Is that game
I thought it couldn't be Black Sabbath. That's too easy.
That's why I thought I'd go there because it'd be.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta crank up the difficulty. We gotta get more difficulty than that.
No, I'll give you the rest of the clues.
Right.
Originally meant for release on Fontana Records, I ended up being released via Vertigo and Warner Brothers Records. Clue 3 was I was produced by Roger Bain. Clue 4 was despite not being well received critically, I went on to peak at number 8 in the UK, number 23 in the US at the time of release. Number 5 was in the US, I stayed in the charts for over a year and sold 1 million copies. Number 6 was I actually have 2 release dates, one of which was Friday the 13th. Clue 7 was the opening. The Clue 7 was the opening track, is also the title track. Clue 8 was that track was widely regarded to be the first ever doom metal song, then so on and so forth with I'm widely regarded to be the first ever heavy metal album. Then I went through the lineup and then that was it. So yes, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. That was a short, sharp fucking game.
I'm sorry I fucked it up, but you know, I'm kind of an Aussie fan. I found this earlier. It's like ripped and shit, but this is an old Aussie T-shirt. Wow. So as soon as you said 1970, I kind of just
I got a Die of a Madman T-shirt.
I thought it couldn't be that easy.
I'll show you that.
Fucking Aussie, man. Fucking.
Well, I didn't want to. I thought I'd go.
Andrew's going to make it a bit harder than that, surely.
I can believe me. I can believe me. I can.
I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad. I thought that was going to be a lot.
No. That's all right. Darren's gone quick games, good games. So there we go. And Darren and Michael says, pull up the chair, stunts, Dave. It's time. Been over a month. So there we go. And stuff says the Nordic corner is pretty full tonight. There we go. Oh, that's okay because it means we're on to the next thing.
Chair,
I think I'm already in it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw it, but I literally did fall off the chair earlier tonight. At some point, I was laughing too fucking hard.
Right. Well, no, we didn't.
Well, guess what? We all get to go back and find the moment.
Yeah,
we all get to go back and find the moment.
I think you're explicitly told not to do that. So,
well, that quick game.
I'm explicitly told not to do a lot of things, and it still happens.
Oh, here's a good one from Guy. Guy said band initially called Earth. So yeah, that we could have put it.
They were actually they weren't initially called Earth. They were called Polka Talk.
Yeah, we'd have got that too.
And then went to Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, lesson learned. I'll make it harder next time, so don't worry about it.
I was expecting like fucking Rammstein or something. Jesus.
No. But anyway, I figured I'd do something pretty simple actually for the first one. I didn't want to make it too hard for the first one. I'm actually kind of glad because we are running behind tonight.
We should all do this.
Yeah,
so that every week
we can rotate this around.
Yeah,
we can rotate it around.
You guys up real good. Laying down the
we can rotate it.
Oh,
that's
no,
all right.
I don't know.
We can do that.
I'm just saying.
That's all right. That's not a bad idea.
I like to win games rather than participate.
Says the dungeon master in the corner. All right.
Yeah.
So,
right.
In the context of tonight's conversation, who knows? All right. So we are going to quickly wrap up our Build a Band Glam edition because we do have the final scoring as supplied by Bell. So last time around was our last go at this, and we all picked the album artwork for it. So Dave picked David Björk. I chose Norman Goodman.
Did I?
Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I know. Jeff chose Hugh Sign. Conrad had Bob Defrin, and Bell had Mark Bryden. So the results of that came through, which we know about, but I don't want to give that away too much. So we're just going to go basically through to the final score as it was, because last time around, in last place was Dave on 160 points. I was second last on 170. Conrad was in the middle on 185. Jeff was on 220 and Bell was on 225. So it was 5 points between first and second this time around. The final results are here. It's time to crown a winner for this one. And I get to come in last. So I got 185 points. I get to bring in the caboose this time around. Dave is just ahead of me on 200 points, along with Conrad.
Yeah,
both
second
on
last.
Points
Fuck yeah.
Second and third equal points there, which meant that it came down to Bell and to Jeff to see which one became the winner of this one. One had 250 points. The other one had 275 points. And the winner for this time around is Bell. So well done to Bell for choosing the most popular glam people for Build a Band.
I'm the glam queen.
Edition.
You are the glam queen.
Haha.
So,
and you said melodic death metal was your favorite fucking genre.
It is. Absolutely.
You can do more than one thing at the same time.
We have to start somewhere, right?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
you go
true.
from glam to melodic death.
I went there pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, it doesn't take long sometimes. Michael said Dave's chair akin to Samura's katana, so there we go. Tuft says songs of which heavy metal bands have lyrics mostly focusing on alienation and pain. A, Deftones. B, Slipknot. C, Korn. And Tuft's gone C, Korn. Michael says Dave's chair akin. Okay, well, same
Samurai.
Yeah, must be Samurai's katana. Okay, that makes sense then. Sorry, that makes more sense. Sorry. Alrighty. Time for another spin-off, though, because we did do the whole thing. We've done a few builder bands now. We're going to change it off and go to build a little musical collection. And Jeff had the idea of us going through this and doing a decade at a time. And we were talking about it earlier today, and he's gone, I thought we'd sort of do something from 80 to 89 kind of thing. And I've gone, no, fuck that. I'm going to change it up. We're going to start in 1976. And
76 was a great fucking year.
It was a great year.
It's enough for the Murder Dolls to do 1976.
Yes.
Sick motherfucker. Sick.
Yes.
Sorry.
Dave's excited.
It's broken again.
I love that song. It's so good.
But anyway, so we're going to do an album collection. It's going to take us a long time to do this one, obviously. We're going to choose 10 albums, one for each year, going from 76 to 85. And we're going to do the same thing as always. We'll go through our picks in a draft order, which rotates through, and then we'll poll the audience to see which one, generates the highest popularity and gets the most score for the person who picked it. And then at the end of this one, we'll choose, we'll have the audience total score to see which one, is the best loved list of albums to choose from. Now, the rules for this one are a bit different. Once an album is gone, that's it. The album can't be chosen a second time. But for each of us on our list, we can't duplicate bands. So even though we can all have, for example, Judas Priest, we can each only pick it once. You can't just pick it a different year as well. So once you have a band on your list of 10, you cannot choose that band again. That's going to be the important little distinguishing feature here
nice.
To keep things on top.
That kind of changes my strategy.
I like it.
Makes you think a bit.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the idea is to, make sure you get some points, but at the same time, make sure you leave yourself enough room to move over the next sort of 10 choices, so to speak. So, to kick us off on this one, Conrad gets to go first. So, what album from 1976 are you taking off the board?
Jeff's gonna hate me for this, and Dave's gonna hate me for this. It's giving it away. Rush 2112.
Yeah, I knew.
Why
you.
Dave's gonna hate you.
You
Why would I hate you for that, dude?
No. I knew you would. I knew you would. I knew you would.
Rush 2112.
Yeah, it's too good.
You're fucking welcome to it. Take it. I don't care.
I mean, you're gonna hate me
on my
for choosing it.
Yeah,
you're gonna hate me for choosing it. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes.
No, dude. Thank you. I thank you for taking it. Somebody had to.
Great. Yeah. Well, it would have been Jeff. Jeff would have taken it.
Yeah, that would have happened.
Oh, I feel bad for Jeff. Poor Jeff.
No,
don't
feel too bad.
When my turn, I'll explain why.
Well, I had to say, don't feel too bad because Jeff's up next. So, what are you taking?
Okay, there you go. So, I already thought about this. I thought long and hard, and I was not going to choose 2112. So there you go. I love the idea of Rush, but I wasn't going to choose it. And the album that I'm going to choose might surprise somebody, but I'm playing this game very strategically, so it's going to be Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Fucker.
Ooh, good choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't take that off the list.
Yep.
Okay, that's getting an icon right next to it, but yeah, nice. Yep. I like it.
Yeah, that's dirty.
Record.
But
that's dirty. That's very dirty.
That doesn't upset me though, which is weird. But,
well,
I'm glad it's picked.
It upsets me a little.
You wanted it?
I mean, I'm glad they got picks, but I'm happy in a way. Let's continue.
Well, there's other ones on the board that I know Dave would like.
There's a lot. I mean, so many great albums.
There's so many.
Andrew knows me too well.
Iconic year,
We've been doing this shit too long. Andrew knows me too well.
Well, in good news, I have the next pick, and so I'm probably going to do one that is going to hurt Dave's soul a little bit here because I am going to play the game strategically as well, and I'm going to take Kiss Destroyer off the board.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Good.
Do you know what? You know what? That doesn't upset me at all. Well? And I'm actually surprised you didn't go with Queen. What the fuck?
Because I'm playing strategically.
Day of the Races is a good album, but it's not as good as the previous one, which was the Opera.
Destroyer?
I'm lost here, but what Queen album?
A Day of the Races.
A Day of the Races.
Yeah.
A Day of the Races.
Oh, wow.
Which came out and
seriously
5 was out at the Opera. That's the album.
Yeah.
Destroyer? You went with Destroyer? Okay.
I'm going to either regret it or I'm not.
Okay.
I think it's better than Rock and Roll Over. I think it's better than Rock and Roll Over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely not Rock and Roll Over. That was never going to be on anyone's list.
Fuck you all.
well, we'll see in a second because Belle, it's your choice now.
Oh. Okay. So, all right. Look, I'm choosing for personal reasons. I'm not being strategic about this. I'm just choosing what I want. So damn, I don't care if I come last. Which surely I won't because this is amazing. I'm choosing Johnny the Fox by Thin Lizzy. I'm sorry, Dave, if that was yours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I think it's
that gets an icon.
There's so many. I had to write the list. I mean, I stopped at about 15 or 20.
Yeah, no, I had a ridiculous
I have a big list. I mean, Rainbow Rising was on there.
Hang on. Yeah. Dave's got to do his pick. Dave's got to do his pick yet. So,
okay. Okay, 1, Belle, you're fucking awesome. 2, Thin Lizzy are the best fucking band of the 70s, bar none. I know that's a big statement. Zeppelin, Sabbath. Thin Lizzy fucking rule, and if you disagree with that, you are wrong. So I'm following up Belle and going with Jailbreak because Thin Lizzy need more fucking. But Andrew, Destroyer over Rock and Roll Over? Are you fucking nuts?
So both of those albums were released in 76.
Okay, Destroyer might have the best songs, but Rock and Roll Over is the best coherent album. Destroyer has Destroyer has weak moments. Rock and Roll Over is a much better album.
You know
but
what?
You
know what?
Fuck Kiss. Fuck Kiss. Fuck Led Zeppelin. Fuck Black Sabbath. Thin Lizzy fucking rule. Thin Lizzy are the best fucking band of the 70s. And if you understand it, you get it.
Okay.
If you understand that Thin Lizzy are the best band of the fucking 70s, if you know what I'm talking about,
is this like Dave's trigger warning session? Do you need to say space,
yes,
Dave? Because you
it
seem to get
is.
upset
You should
quite a
know.
bit.
You should know this, man. We did the Thin Lizzy special.
I know.
Thin Lizzy are a special band.
That's why I knew you would be happy with Thin Lizzy being there, because I knew you'd take either one of those albums.
I'd love Kiss. I love Sabbath. I love Zeppelin. But Thin Lizzy, Phil Lynott is a fucking god. And the fact that he is not renowned in the same level as fucking Jimi Hendrix is a fucking tragedy.
Dave, I'm going to put you on mute. We can debate this till the cows come home, but the audience are going to decide. Remember that. The audience are going to decide.
Audience. Bell's right. Give me the Fox is number one. Jailbreak comes second. I'm picking Jailbreak. I'm putting myself on mute because
sorry to our viewers out there.
Wait!
That's actually more than that.
Somebody just called me. It's Aldi. Dave, you're cut off. What? Sorry.
Oh wow! All right.
Also, did he just say Jimmy the Fox? I'm pretty sure he did.
It's Johnny the Fox. Man,
I know. I know that. I'm pretty sure he knows that. I don't think
I pick Jailbreak. Bell gets Jimmy the Fox. I get Jailbreak. You're fucking awesome.
There we go. Dave's ruining his credibility. All right, Jeff, I know that you and I both have lists, so I'm going to quickly fire off my list of what else is released in 1976, and then if I'm missing something, you go through and fill in the blanks, all right?
All right.
Yep. So there's also Aerosmith Rocks, Rainbow Rising, Queen of Day at the Races, Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny, AC/DC High Voltage was released the same year. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell, Boston with their self-titled album, Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy, Kansas with Leftover Tour, Kiss, Rock and Roll Over, Scorpions, Virgin Killer, ZZ Top with Tears, and Eagles with Hotel California were on my sort of quote-unquote short list. What else do you have?
Okay, so I had Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, their debut. Okay. Yep. Okay. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Blue Oyster Cult, Agents of Fortune. Mm-hmm. Fucking awesome. We said Aerosmith Rocks. Yep, we got that. Frampton Comes Alive. I mean, it's not technically a studio album, but it's still fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's an album. Doesn't have to be a studio album.
It's an album. It came out. That's right. So I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's all I had outside what I had everything else that you had plus
exactly. Yeah. No, there's a lot to choose from.
Crazy year.
Wow.
Crazy year.
Okay, just scrolling through the comments here. Fuck me. What do we got here? Darren's gone, that happens in life, Dave. Basher has got a list here, which I don't know if I'll get all of it, but 1976 albums. I was 18. It was a great year of music. I bought heaps of albums, still listen to all of them regularly. Rainbow Rising, Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak, Led Zeppelin, Presence, AC/DC High Voltage, Aerosmith Rocks, Heart, Dreamboat, Annie, Kansas, Leftover Tour, Queen of Day at the Races, Bad Company, Run with the Pack, Bob Seger, Night Moves, Alice Cooper, Goes to Hell, Peter Frampton Comes Alive, Leonard Skinner, One More for the Road, etc. So there's a lot in that year alone.
Wow. Yeah.
Tough says that sounds my Saturday night. I start with glam, end up in deathcore. So there we go.
That sounds like my night too, mate.
Yeah. Rowan says Boston's debut for me. That is a very good album. That one.
It sure is.
But Guy says Johnny the Fox. I love it. Lizzie rules. Lynott is God. I agree. But Tuff says that's a lot of shagging, lol. Tuff says I'll add Wiz, Evil, and whatever Dave says just to help him out. So there we go. But Edge Crusher says love your pick, Bell. Love Thin Lizzy, and Darren has jumped in with Frampton Live is his best album. So there's some love for that sort of stuff going on there. All right, we are moving through this relatively quickly now. We're actually at the end of things now. We've got to go through King of the Riff, round 3 of the Nordic bands. So we're going to go this time around. It is Europe, the Final Countdown versus Stratovarius, Visions, the Final Countdown from 1986, Visions from 1997. One of these is the 4th seed. The other is the 5th seed. So these are the ones that are neck and neck in the audience polling as we go through this one. So again, this is Europe, the Final Countdown versus Stratovarius with Visions. There are reference tracks in the description box. I'm not going to put it in the comments this time around. You know what they are. What have we got here? Sorry, just quickly before we do, Michael says, mentioned earlier in the other post about the 76 album was the Runaways debut, which was notable, but love all albums mentioned. That is another good album on there as well. Tough says, I was born the year of metal, cool, 76. And a guy, Cognito, says, Merciful Fate. Merciful, if you're talking about this battle, they lost last time. Oh, no, they're still coming. Yes, they're still coming.
No, they're out.
No, they're not. They're out. It was King Dharma still coming. Sorry. Merciful Fate will get a run in this either way. And Darren says, still miss Lana and Gary Moore, fucking legends. They are both icons. But we are going to move on here. Like I was saying, it's time for King of the Riff. So it is this time where we go through our battle of the week, and then we'll see what happens as this one goes through. One goes through, the other one goes home. That's how this always works. So let's see how we go. And I'm going to start us this time around. Out of all the ones we've done so far, this is the best stylistic match we've had yet. All the other ones have had very, very contrasting styles. These ones, you can feel they belong in the same sort of... it makes sense they're in the ring, if that makes sense. It just feels right to put these ones together in listening to them. This feels like a good matchup. It's one of these albums I know very, very well. I've done numerous specials and covered it in the past. The other one is a bit of a newer journey for me, which is, a good little contrast to have for me as a listener. Vocally, in particular, with these two albums, though, that's where you can draw more of a direct comparison between the two, because I think there is a bit of a crossover there between the vocalists, but both fantastic at their craft. Both albums have heaps of energy. They really make use of album dynamics nicely. The softer touches on both albums really balance things out, which is nice. But both also have really well executed production. Stratovarius may be a little bit more grand, but Europe, I think, in a lot of other respects, is utterly timeless. Like I know it's an older album, it's got a bit of a vintage to it, but there's just something about it that just sounds timeless when you listen to it. But both overall have great tones, great balance, all the things I like. Both also have some fantastic guitar work. Both of these albums have that in spades, which is, another... It's actually, harder and harder to split them as you go through it. I think, on balance, Stratovarius probably have the arguably more mature record, if that makes some sense. But Europe, on the flip side, just simply has some stunning all-timers for anyone and everyone to listen to and to know. So it's a bit of a... Is it, are you going for the big hits or are you going for the more mature overall album kind of thing? And it's funny how these two have come to cross over, considering there's almost a decade between them. When it comes to these two albums, Stratovarius probably lean on the darker side of things a bit more. Europe, on the flip side, have the hooks. So that's another sort of, differentiating point there when you go through them. But Europe definitely have a sound all of their own. They stand out. And in my opinion, listen to these albums back to back, they're sort of an influence on other bands out there, whereas Stratovarius is more like a cross between Helloween and Queensryche, which is really, really cool. I really enjoyed that, that little journey of the listen, but just feel like while you can feel they're a blend, Europe, on the other hand, feel like they were a standalone kind of thing, or at least at the forefront of that little movement in time. That's somewhat shown by the track Paradise for me. That's a Stratovarius track that I think could have easily have been on the Europe album. So that's where I kind of lean into that whole... It's not... I don't think Europe were an influence so much on Stratovarius. They might have been, but it's just that track could have been... It would have fit on the Europe album for mine. But as always, with these sorts of things, you got to find reasons to separate these albums. And there are some key little factors in this one that does it for me. One is a lot leaner than the other one. In my opinion, one is a little more guilty of trying to fill things out more than it should. But they both have flat spots as well, which seems to drag things on, especially by the time you get to the finale. While it's a great song on the one that is a bit more dragged out for mine, it just feels like in the overall context of the album, by the time you get there, you're kind of tuning out, whereas the other one being leaner and not necessarily meaner, but sort of just a bit more fit, so to speak. It just makes it easier to take in overall from beginning to end, whereas, the other one, the longer one of the two, just feels like it would have been better suited to a concept album, that final track that goes for, a good sort of 10 minutes. So they're both great albums. They're both really, really well done. It's just that one holds up a bit better on repeat spins than the other one for me, not by much. And, the longer I sat with this one, the harder it sort of got to choose with them. But I'm going to go with my gut instinct, and I'm going to go with Europe on this one because that one does speak to me a bit more than the other one. I did enjoy Stratovarius quite a lot. It's just that for me, that Europe was the one that if I'm going to choose one to put on, it's going to be Europe. Alrighty, I've done my bit. Let's go to Belle next.
All right, let's go to Belle. Okay, all right. So,
why not?
Stratovarius Visions. I'll start by saying I've heard a bit of this band before. One album, but that's it. And it wasn't this album. But I was really looking forward to hearing this album because I already knew that this band has its roots so firmly planted in classical music that I cannot not like their music. Power metal, when done well, has such a purity to it that I don't think you get in any other type of metal or hard rock. But not all power metal is created equal. And I certainly don't like all power metal bands.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
This style of music can get a bit tiring to listen to, and it can get a bit repetitive and sometimes so serious that to the point that it makes my eyes roll when it comes to all the raise your swords in the air and go into battle for your king kind of shit. So this band, however, is more than just that.
Definitely.
Their music, while sitting firmly in the power metal style, is diverse enough to keep me engaged throughout their whole album. On repeat listens, I enjoyed it more each time, and I became familiar with the songs. The first half of the album is very energetic, lots of driving rhythms, drumming that sits on the double kick a lot, super fast riffing and soloing. And the second half of the album mixes things up more. We get ballads and even a bit of groove here and there.
Yep.
The track, The Abyss of Your Eyes, which happens to be my favorite song on this album. It's got such a great groove. And the solo is brief but kicks ass. Before the Winter is a great ballad. Same with Coming Home. These guys really know how to do a good non-cringy ballad. Take note of that.
Yep. Here we go. Okay.
Very important to know where the line is. Jens Johansson has been one of my favorite keyboard players since I first discovered him on Malmsteen's Odyssey back when I was in high school. He is fantastic. And I was in awe of his work on this album. They closed the album out with an epic track, Visions, which I think wrapped it all up nicely. It's got that driving, chord hammering style that the album opened up with, but also has moments of groove and even a slower ballad-like section in the middle of the song. And it gets very anthem-like right at the end too. This band could do metal versions of national anthems and they'd sound like Stratovarius songs.
That'd work.
If you weren't already familiar with the anthems, this is a fantastic album and I'm looking forward to exploring more of this band. So, Europe, the final countdown. This is undoubtedly one of those beloved classic albums from the 80s that fans will put on from time to time or pull out on drunken occasions like New Year's Eve to rock out and sing along to, annoying the shit out of the neighbors. If my neighbors put this on at any time, day or night, I would call the cops because I'm sure shit should be illegal.
Wow.
The album, The Final Countdown, starts with the song The Final Countdown. Possibly the most overrated and overplayed song in history. Every time this song comes on the radio or in a shop or wherever, I just think, oh God, no, please no, not this song again.
Not again.
Wow.
Not again.
Belle is coming in hot.
I must have heard this song 100 times since 1986. It was massive when it came out, and it's one of those songs that everyone knows, no matter your generation or age. And look, I can see why. It's incredibly catchy. And I admit I did enjoy it for a year or so when it was getting its initial run of airplay. Now, just for context, I'm sure I heard the rest of this album back in the late 80s when I was exploring my newfound love of heavy metal and hard rock. But clearly, even back then, I had good taste because Europe was not a band I ended up following as a result.
Wow.
This album is seriously dated. They embraced being a rock band in the 80s to the extreme. The second song alone, Rock the Night, is a testament to that. But things only get worse.
Good song.
From there. Carrie is just painful. If I was Carrie, and this song was written for me before it even got to the second verse, I would have been running for the hills. Maybe to a Swedish forest to find the manliest lumberjack I could. Men just couldn't write songs like that. It's fucking tragic.
Oh, wow.
When they weren't writing sickening love songs, it seemed like they didn't know what to write about. So they just threw out some random ideas like, let's write a song about ninjas. Let's write a song about Cherokees. Neither of which ended up even being educational. I would say that the rest of the album is just filler, but honestly, besides the title track and maybe Rock the Night, the whole album is a bland, boring filler. Okay, now I'm going to try to say something nice.
You're going to hurt yourself doing that.
Joey is a good singer. There's no denying that he can sing. But I find he has a bit of a whingy tone to his voice. I've always thought that whenever I hear the final.
I hear you nasty.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that thought was validated when I heard the rest of this album. It's like he's having a massive whinge for 40 minutes. Maybe the reason for all that whinging is the fact that he's really just not that great a songwriter and certainly not a very good lyricist. The cover art is terrible and a total rip-off of the Phantom Zone from Superman. It's a shame the band wasn't trapped and sent off into space prior to the creation of this album.
Fuck.
The album
Good luck top of this one.
does have one redeeming feature though, and that is the fantastic guitar work of this guy. And I forgot to get my CD, but I was going to show you my John Norum CD.
John Norum.
Yeah, his first album.
Oh, his first album's amazing. Yeah.
Let's pretend I'm holding it. Now, this is a good album. Released only 1 year after the final countdown, is the same style of music. It's exactly the same style of music, but 100 times better. He's just a great songwriter and musician, and his 1992 follow-up is even better for the record. That's it.
Wow. I think we know which way you're going on that one. Rightio.
No, I don't know. Do you need me to confirm? Seriously,
no, you don't need to confirm. I think we've got this well and truly established.
Stratovarius, eat Europe and shit out Sweden.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, good luck to anyone.
That was brutal.
That's a brutal review, but wow.
Brutal review ever.
On many
that was fucking fantastic.
Actually, I am legitimately impressed. You went for the throat and you fucking ripped it out. That's well done.
Yeah, that's great.
Well done.
That's great.
Yeah. That's
all right.
I feel about that. Sorry.
Now let's go to our traditional hard marker. Conrad, follow that up.
I think she's right with absolutely everything she just said, to be honest. However, I also think that Andrew is right as well. So they both have very, very valid points, and you're both spot on. However, I am going to lean with Europe, the final countdown, as being the winner that will go through. I do think it's more easily accessible. It's an easier listen than Stratovarius. Stratovarius is more of a harder pill to digest for the listener. I think Stratovarius got better later on in their career. They got a lot better later on in their career, but this didn't
quite grab me the way that the Final Countdown did. And I hadn't listened to the Final Countdown in years, in a long time. But I think both have valid points, as in you both, Bell and Andrew, have valid, very, very valid points on this record. I can see both sides of the coin on this one, and I agree with you both on this one at the same time. But it will go through for me.
Okay, nice.
Just being a bit of an easier to grasp, perhaps, but just being a bit easier to get my head around and easier listen. Yeah. To identify and grab with the songwriting.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Well.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see where this one's going to go now, because it's going to be an interesting little battle. So let's go to the one who's laughing boy in the corner, Dave. Where are you going to go?
Oh, I'm last. Nice.
Okay. Fuck. Now, about Bell, if I didn't think you were fucking awesome for backing me up with the whole Guns N' Roses thing, you get 1 point for that. But then you bring horror into the metal with your pick of the week. And now that review for Europe was fucking fantastic. Now, Andrew, if you remember, we have some history with this band.
Yes, we do.
I will get to this soon. Now, both bands, they're from the 80s. They both have guitars. They both have drums. They both have bass and singers and keyboards. That's pretty much where the comparison ends. Why the album's awesome? Well, not so much. The Final Countdown, title track itself is iconic. It's instantly recognizable intro. It's a great song. I fucking love the song. It's fun, upbeat 80s, cool guitar solo. The solo is cool. And it's fun to butcher on SingStar when I'm drunk. Now, Andrew, you have this video. You have seen me. It is fucking great with the volume down. You can't get more metal than that shit. I can't sing. Now, I wish I could say the same for the rest of the fucking Europe album. But apart from the title track, the other known single from this album is Kerry. That is a fucking dreadful fucking painful ballad. I usually like 80s ballads with the put your lighter in the air. It is just fucking terrible. Whatever Bell said, I'm sorry I walked out halfway through that, but I'm drunk and I'm sorry, but you're correct. You're right. But we a few years ago, like 5-6 years ago, we did a triple threat battle between Europe, Rat, and Dokken.
Dokken, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was Team Rat. It might have been Team Dokken. It sure as hell wasn't Team Europe.
Team Europe.
No fucking way. No fucking way. I think this album follows up, and every song on the next album is like Kerry over and over again. And I described that album as an emotional squirt fest, to the point where Dennis, our old panelist,
Dennis
pulled the song title on me and said, "Open your heart, Dave." And I said, I would rather open my fucking head with desk.
I should release that video.
There was a couple of okay songs on this album, but nothing. No, fuck, it's bad. And it ranges from mediocre to okay at the best. And the lyrics to Ninja makes me go against everything in my fucking brain and say, Kurt Cobain, you were right. The fucking 80s were fucking dreadful. Wow. That song Ninja is the worst fucking thing ever. I want to put on Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Grunge, 90s. That's the shit right there. Compared to Ninja, that's just fucking painful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now.
Tonight is the night.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We've come back.
I know the audience poll went fucking nuts for Europe.
It went one way. It was really
off.
one way.
No, you are so wrong. Absolutely fucking wrong.
Here we go.
Stradivarius.
This
is the shit for anybody who has any taste in music excellence. This is musical pure brilliance from start to finish. You like excellent vocals? Delivers. You want killer guitar playing and dexterous solos with speed? and melody that serves the songs, you get that too. You want amazing keyboard solos? You got that. You want amazing drums and bass that provides a solid backdrop to everything that the rest of the band is doing? Cool. It's certainly a pioneering band in everything that power metal had to deliver. I get Halloween vibes in this. I remember this is back in the 80s. And if you don't like Halloween, you're a fucking idiot. If you don't like Stratovarius, you're a fucking idiot too. The neoclassical shit that makes power metal cool, you get that. And every other thing that was cool about 80s heavy metal, it's there. Fast tempos, upbeat songs, fun listen from start to finish, fantasy realm lyrics with a concept album that's about Nostradamus. Yeah, bring the heavy shit on too. You want to just enjoy heavy metal or you want to dig deep into the lyrics, you get that. It's awesome. Right from the opening moments of Kiss of the Judas all the way to the closing moment of the title track. On the notes I was taking for each song, each song was just like cool guitar solo. Guitar playing is awesome from start to finish. If you don't know anything about guitar, you know,
keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Really?
Guitar.
They made a meme out of the fucking Muppet. They made a meme for the Muppet for the Europe song. That says enough. Okay, I know I'm a pretentious wanker who likes Dream Theater and Nightwish and digs deep into lyrics and so forth.
Wow.
But fuck a lot of you because I'm right and you're wrong.
Oh, here we go.
Fuck. It's a diverse listen from start to finish. You get slower songs with Before the Winter and Coming Home. Solos, and more solos, guitar, keyboard, and instrumentally. Holy shit, Holy Light is brilliant. Do you want to know how fucking hard these nipples are? That fucking tempo change in the middle. And the artwork of this album is fucking perfect. It's an easy win for Stratovarius. It's a fantastic album, fantastic band. Personally, I've neglected a lot of their catalog and I'm unfucking that because I need to fix my life.
So that's
I love this album from start to finish. You're wrong. I'm right. Sorry, the audience poll. Fuck you. Stratovarius. Fucking.
I got to see Stratovarius do a dual headliner with Symphony X.
Wow.
That would be amazing. It was a co-headlining show. That was
yet you voted for Europe.
It was awesome.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? I mean, I would say you're living the life I wish I could, but you're in England and I'm in Australia, and Melbourne internet might be shit, but it's better than that. And you picked Europe.
Good internet, man.
All right, Europe has better internet than Australia. Alrighty, it is tied. It is 2 for 2.
I'm muting myself.
So that means that I know which way it's gonna go.
You know which way this goes. You are the only one that knows which way this goes right now. So Jeff, you have the floor.
And I've got a feeling I know which way he's going to go.
Jeff.
I know
Jeff. We might be friends. We have messaged occasionally. Okay, dude. There was a lot. There was a lot riding on this. Okay, I like you, man. I have nothing against Canada. Canada is cool, but dude,
not your buddy, guy.
I'm meeting myself.
Yeah,
all right, Jeff. Please bring us home.
I'll bring us home. All right. Yeah. So I wrote this on my computer. All right. So Europe, the final countdown, 1986 versus Stratovarius, 1997. So it's quite, 11 years. So the final countdown, the title track. I can still recall hearing this song for the first time. That unmistakable keyboard intro, it's instantly recognizable. 37 years after its release, it's still heard around the world every day, be it on the radio, a TV ad, or some sports theme song, often heard for those dying minutes or seconds of a clutch moment where the home team is on the verge of losing, and then you hear this song. Now, we've all heard it. It's universal. People know this song. It's literally part of the musical landscape of our world. And if I could be so bold, as familiar as songs like you guys are going to kill me. Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, I believe
Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer, or Guns N' Roses.
It's instantly recognizable.
Child of Mine. Yep. Absolutely. It's one of those songs that has forever etched itself into our brains, and all you need to hear is one note and you instantly know it. Now, few bands have ever been able to achieve this level of worldwide social awareness, but Europe is one of them. So my first memory of this band would have been when the album first came out in early 1986. I don't know if it was on Much Music, which is Canada's version of MTV, or the radio. But all I know is when I first heard it, I was like, what the fuck is this? It just like, it just sort of, it really made me stand up and listen and go, I don't know what I just heard. So, and I've said it before, by this time in 1986, I was a well-established metalhead. I was heavily into bands like Ozzy, Motley Crue, Dokken, Iron Maiden, Queensryche, Judas Priest, just to name a few of the many bands that I was into back then, and still am to this day. Some of them were hair metal, some were glam, some of them weren't either of those things. But Europe was a different beast altogether. On the surface, they dressed like the other bands of the time. They had that glam look, the big hair, the spandex, the whole thing, the works. But there was something about Europe that made them stand out amongst their musical peers. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So there could be no denying that this title track put them on the map. The Final Countdown was literally everywhere. It was on the radio 100 times a day, and it wouldn't be long before this song would go to #1 in this album in 25 countries around the world. That's amazing. Okay. No small feat. Now, I remember thinking at the time, how cool is this? Here was that so-called heavy metal band had made it to the top of the metal scrap heap. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Or in other words, shove your rap or pop shit up your ass. Because here we had a contender. Now, it may not have been the heaviest thing that anyone has ever heard. And some would argue it isn't even a metal song. See, some would argue it's not even a metal song. But Europe is a heavy metal band. And it made me feel extremely proud against all the naysayers out there who had never had anything good to say about heavy metal. And here it was. We had the #1 fucking album all over the planet. Now, they could scoff all they wanted to, but we were on top. So I didn't need much prodding. I went out and I bought that cassette. I didn't have a workable, CDs weren't around at the time. And so it was a cassette for me. And I took it home and I put it in my Ghetto Blaster. Everyone remember that? Ghetto Blaster?
Yep.
Well, I had it. I cranked it. I loved it. I couldn't get enough. The album itself is actually a diverse collection of songs covering a lot of topics that other bands had avoided, such as discrimination and segregation of persecuted people, the native Cherokee peoples of North America. Now that's coming from my neck of the woods. And I remember asking myself, how is a band from Sweden writing songs like this?
Yeah,
this is bizarre. So there was more to this band that met the eye. Now, beneath the glam and the hair was a band that wanted to be taken seriously. And there were some of the song titles and song topics were stuff that other bands weren't touching. So they had the musical chops to back it up. Excellent rhythm section, fantastic keyboard duties by Mick McKaylee, and the undeniable guitar god on this album, John Norum.
Yeah.
And their vocalist, Joey Tempest. He was more than just some dude in spandex and big hair. This guy could really sing. So throughout the band, too. Yeah, absolutely. So, throughout this entire album, the band has flexing its songwriting metal. Every song, aside from the title track or Carrie, maybe not a top 40 hit in itself, but it felt like it belonged on the album. It was cohesive to it. I don't think any of the songs here, personally, are filler. Even Ninja, it has its place. Now, which is easier said than done for any band, especially for a band like with a song like The Final Countdown. They could have just released that one song on an album of nothing but filler songs, and they still would have rocketed to #1 on the back and strength of that one song. Now, But that's not really that's not in the playbook of what this band did, though. Okay, the entire album, in my opinion, is still full of great songs. So, but then there is that sugary ballad that we all know, Carrie. Now, it wasn't exactly in my wheelhouse, but it was another song that smashed open doors for them and turned Joey Tempest into a bit of a sex symbol of the day. I remember it. He was on the cover of all the magazines, the girly magazines and stuff. I went and got my Hit Parader or my Circus magazine, and there would be him on the cover of some girly magazine. So it was easy to see why their concerts up to that point had been predominantly male, and now they were predominantly female. Women really couldn't get enough of him, and in some ways, this turned them into a bit of a joke for most metalheads, seeing them kind of as posers or wimpy metal, or metal queen pups. Yeah. So
back to the start. Yep.
So this would turn them into one of the bands that people really love to hate, and that's just the way it was. But I really don't think it's a fair assessment of their talent. Europe is an incredibly talented band to this day. And while it's true, they would never, ever again match the pure success of the Final Countdown.
Hard to do, though.
No, it's right. It stands alone as their best-selling album. And it's difficult not to underestimate how important this album was for them as a band. When their total album sales to date, all their albums, you add them all up, it's just over 8 million albums sold worldwide, which isn't a lot. And they had 11 studio albums, but 6 million of those albums were on this one album alone. So that means all their other albums, the other 10, have only sold a combined total of just around 2 million albums. So after this album, it was like 1.5 million for the next one, and then down the
which is a shame because they wrote some great stuff later on. Really good stuff later on.
So absolutely. So, for me, in my opinion, the Final Countdown has stood the test of time. 37 years later, after its release, it still remains a fan favorite, and rightly so. It is their most iconic album and arguably their best. And I gave that an 8 out of 5 out of 10. All right. Stratovarius, Visions. Now, when I first heard of this band, when I found their music on one of my random music torrents that I had downloaded back in the early 2000s, now this led me to dig up their back catalog and give some of that a listen. And I really liked what I was hearing. Then later, I ended up becoming friends with a dude who was totally into them and ended up burning some of their CDs. I shamefully admit I burned CDs and download songs. Who didn't at that time? But then, because I had always done this, pretty much any band that I ever found in this manner, I felt a simple act of loyalty. I would go out and actually buy some of their CDs. So if you want to zoom in, this is one of the CDs that I bought. I couldn't find my other ones. It's blue. And this is Stratovarius Intermission. So it came in a blue case. That's the album. So it's pretty cool. It's just a collection of different songs. It's a bunch of covers and stuff like that. But I've got 2 other albums of theirs as well. I've got this one somewhere, and I've got the one that followed it, Destiny. So the album itself is hugely important in the power metal universe. Essentially, if you're a fan of Halloween, Camelot, Queensryche, Symphony X, Nightwish, or even early Malmsteen, mostly because of the incomparable Jens Johansson on keyboards. Yes, Bell, I still think he's great as well. Stratovarius is the band for you. And speaking of Camelot, much of their sound sounds like it was actually lifted verbatim from Stratovarius's albums. You can really hear a lot of Stratovarius in Camelot's works. And so I don't know if they were competing against each other or what, but that's what you get. So Stratovarius found a way to blend power metal and symphonic metal, and was one of the first bands to do this and do it well. So while Camelot would borrow things from Stratovarius as a whole, Visions itself has iconic elements, that we would hear from other bands later. And some of these sounds would be developed further. Well, some of them would be borderline plagiarized. And I mean this in the kindest way possible. Few other bands had managed to blend so many styles into from their contemporaries and keep the music fresh and sounding original. And somehow they were able to pull it off. But in the grand scheme of things, is any band truly original? We all know the answer to that. None other than Rush, but that's an argument for a different day. All right. So, and if you allow me to be a bit cheeky, I felt I would be completely remiss if I didn't mention 2 solo albums put out by Timo Katapello, both bearing his namesake Katapello. 2002's Waiting for the Dawn and 2004's Coldness. And I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed these 2 albums, especially Coldness. In many ways, I actually prefer it to the grand scheme of the entire catalog of Stratovarius. I prefer his solo stuff more. It just rings for me. Yep. Listen to Coldness if you want to hear an amazing album. But getting back on track, either way you slice it, there's no denying that Visions, like its rival here tonight, The Final Countdown, is a tour de force that single-handedly put the band on the map. Overall, Visions is a concept album about Nostradamus. No one's mentioned that tonight. So I'm surprised that as a concept album, it wasn't on their concept battle that we had. It deserved to be. Great album, great lyrics, great message. Everything about it was just fantastic. So the album itself was actually the 3rd album with their new vocalist, Timo Katapello, who joined in 94. And I think that Visions would help break the band to a wider audience. But they would not rest on their laurels. Case in point, in my opinion, the next album, Destiny, I've heard many people say it's even better than Visions. But I'll leave that up to you if you haven't heard it. Listen and judge for yourself. The only problem with, to this day, Destiny doesn't seem to be on any of the streaming services. Can't find it. It's the one album that of their entire catalog that's not listed. You can find it was on. I don't know. You can find it if you just go into like YouTube proper. You can find it. Some people have uploaded it there, but it's not in any of the other streaming services. So I digress. As a band, they would continue to refine their sound. Now, from their raw original sound from the first album, Fright Night, back in 1989, to their latest, Stratovarius has remained at the top of their game, and they are ever evolving. Now, Visions is a fantastic piece of musical art, and pitting it up against an iconic album such as The Final Countdown seems cruel. And in all honesty, I'm not really sure who for. But I do believe that Visions is an amazing album that should be listened to and enjoyed again and again. And honestly, as I said before, I don't know why it wasn't in our concept album battle. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
So, but that's not why we're here tonight. We have to choose one of these albums and move on, and one of them has to remain behind. And whichever way it ultimately goes, spoiler people, I know, both deserve to be here. Both deserve to win the round, but only one can. So, Visions is a musical album that excites and delights with each listen. And I can honestly tell you, from a guitarist standpoint, as great as John Norum is as a player, what we hear on Final Countdown isn't as tasty as the morsels of Timo Tolkki. They both have they share the same name, Timo and Timo Tolkki. Singer and guitar player share the same name. Which has left behind for us, these morsels that he left behind for us to follow. They're intricate, complex pieces that demand your attention and inspire me personally to make me want to be better at my hobby. And yes, I play guitar for a hobby. So at the end of the day, I love The Final Countdown for what it is. It's a glorious anthem of an album that has helped me forge a path help forge a path for future artists to follow. And regardless of which side of the argument you fall on and your opinion of Europe and The Final Countdown as a whole, it can't be denied that this album opened up a lot of doors for music and the genre that we all love. And we all owe a debt of gratitude for that accomplishment. So that said, for the reasons listed above, and others that I may have forgotten or omitted purposely, I will always reach for the album that I'd want to hear more often and learn from, and that is Visions by Stratovarius.
There we go.
There you go.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yay.
Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
I didn't know which way it was
Strategy
going to go,
prevails.
you're welcome.
Right answer. Fuck yeah. Fuck the audience.
The audience are not going to like that.
I had no idea the audience went the other way, but look, they both deserved it. They both deserved a spot here.
Well, yeah, and that's at the end of the day, they're the 4th and 5th seed. It's just it is the upset though. The 5th seed went through as opposed to the 4th seed, and in the audience polling, it was very clearly Final Countdown over Visions. But at the same time, you do wonder how many have listened to both. To be realistic on that, at the same time, because Europe is by far and away far more known, especially that album, than Stratovarius.
I'll be right back.
All right.
So there we go. We got there in the end. So that is that one done and dusted. So which means Stratovarius go through. They go through to another round.
Nice.
And
Thank God for that.
Goes home. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
But next week is another fun one because we have King Diamond Conspiracy going up against Crash Diet Rest in Sleaze.
Oh, fuck off.
Different.
So that different again. It's we're getting away from the stylistic fits. We're going to go back to the random ones again, but it's going to be interesting to see how we go next week. But let's get some comments here. Let's see what people think of that one. What do we got here? Michael says, had to choose Europe by a whisker as these two are so close and hard to split. The hardest for me so far. So there we go. Bash said Europe for me connects with me much more, which is another one there. It is one of those moments in time that it's hard to escape. Darren said Norm and Tempest are brilliant, but for my taste, Stratovarius are freaking awesome. And as they were formed in '84, one of the pioneers of power metal. So there we go. Edge Crusher, Stratovarius for me. Love Europe, just not this album. Black Diamond is one of my favorite songs of all time. So there we go. Darren says Johansson is a master keyboard player, followed with you, Bell, on Final Countdown. Can't listen to it. And Darren also said, this is the bell I like. Keep it up. So be more vicious. Go.
Okay.
Tough says, my work would play the Final Countdown to remind cashiers to send their money through the chutes. I love that song, but now it brings my nappy rash, gives me the shits. There we go. Jolly made it. Jolly's here. Hi, everyone. You're tanned Queensland weather. I just got home, so I'm catching up after, but on now. Well done. I'm glad you got here. I'm hoping you're enjoying the show tonight. Thank you for jumping in. It's a late one. What do we got here? Edge Crush says 21st century Europe is so much better. So there we go. Tough says, but does she like them? So there we go. Darren says bloody brilliant Bell. Jolly says yes. I hope Final Countdown wins. So that didn't happen. Tough says the only Ninja song that nailed it was Vanilla Ice. Go Ninja, sing it with me. I will leave your mind right now. Anyway, Darren says, Dave, your nipples are as soft as your head. Jeff says, Dave, am I so out of touch? No, it's the audience who are wrong. That's pretty much it. Same again there. So Tough said, I am now converted to the word of Dave. We are wrong. He is right. All hail Dave, Metal King of the universe.
Please.
Oh, here we go. Dave even commented himself, which is fucking odd. Instantly recognizable riff, Jeff, but Ed Guy do it better with Vain Glory Countdown. Prove me wrong. People actually turn off the radio and listen to the fucking song. Oh, wow. Darren's laughing at Jeff buying Playgirl. Jolie says, sorry, I loved that. Carrie was a friend's name. So there you go.
Oh, sorry, Jolie.
But Michael said, great review, Jeff. Nicole says, I'm still going with Europe. Jolie says, lol, they're both great at the end, which is true. Nicole said, I love Halloween, but struggle with Stratovarius. So there's an interesting one there. Yep. Darren says, if you haven't listened to Stratovarius, you are missing out, which is a fair point there. Tough says, Stratovarius is my salvation. And the final one here is Simon from Great Review, Jeff. Alan Thomas would be in awe of your knowledge. So there we go. There's some kind words. Indeed.
It was a great review, Jeff.
My bad peak was at the end of that review, I was glad it was over because I was going to piss myself if I didn't. That's why I had to go.
Oh, wow. All right, well, let's get to the business end of things here while Dave has disappeared again. So like I was saying, next week's stream, he's back teeth will be permanently floating at the moment. So next week, like I was saying on the stream, is going to be Crash Diet Rest in Sleeves versus King Diamond Conspiracy. On the Sunday session for our Patreon supporters, we're going to be doing a TV episode based on YouTunes. We're also going to review the latest from Voyager, In Flames, Metal Church. The Patreon choice random review is Steeler, and we're going to keep going on our Symphony X discography dive as well. That's all coming up. Make sure you check us out on TV every week as well. Thursday nights at 10:30 p.m. on Channel 44 in Adelaide, and Saturday nights at 10:30 p.m. on Channel 31 in Melbourne. You can watch those online as well via the CTV Plus app, or also on ctvplus.org.au. Conrad's getting company here as we go through these things. We are nearly done here, folks. A big thank you to our Patreon supporters as well. So do please get involved in that if you are. There's a link in the description box. Please do get in there and support us if you can. Now more than ever is a great time. I'm about to revamp a whole lot of that, and so there'll be more posts on that in the coming days. But yeah, it's very, very helpful to us, especially at the moment. Allows me to keep sort of focusing more on this and less on hoping to find a day job. But everything else is there. Check out our fantastic sponsors as well. A big thank you to Squid Ink Screenprinting, Alt-Cvlt Rockstar Finance. Their details, there's a link for them, so go find them in the description box. Give them a follow too. And all of our details are there as well. So find us on your preferred social media platform and give us a follow as well. And then wait and keep up to date with everything what's going on. We're on all of them, including the new Threads platform now too. So just, find us, follow us, all the usual things that everyone gets you to do. I don't know if I have the bin at the moment. I thought I did, but then it might be still in Melbourne. Unfortunately,
no. We'll get a new bin. We'll just
I don't want a new bin.
Are we doing the bin?
We are doing the bin.
We were doing a bin.
I don't have one right now. I don't know if I brought it with me or if it's still in Melbourne. There's some things on I can find it. We will get to bins right about now. So that will about do it. We've done all the details, done all the usual stuff. I was making sure that everyone knows what's coming up next week. We are nearly time to get out of here. It's 1:00 in the morning. Let's go on to the bin now. So Conrad, what is your bin for the first time in a month?
Come back to me. Sorry, I haven't thought of one.
Okay, cool. All right, Jeff,
can I do the bin? Can I do the bin?
Okay. Yeah. Go on, Dave.
I have a few, and I'm going to leave quickly. Artificial intelligence for delaying shows like Stranger Things and Copper Kai. The writers have every right to strike.
Yeah.
Fuck artificial intelligence. Myself, for music snobbery, as I said at the start of the program, that I missed a lot of bands and albums, and I have to unfuck that. Okay, people who avoid speed bumps by driving on the sidewalk. Because I saw that shit, and what the fuck is wrong with you? You're gonna kill somebody.
Wow.
Seriously, I had my kids near you, and you scared the fucking shit out of me.
Wow.
Creepy emoji guy, because a hug guy has gloves, and he hugs, and he has gloves, and it's like bend over and cough for me, but you're not good.
This got dark quick.
And
you need a new bin after this.
If you spend $30 at Woolworths at the moment, you get Disney Wonder cards. If you spend $20, they don't give you shit. But if you spend $31, they give you a whole fucking wad of these cards. 5 or 6, 7, 8 of them. You spend $29, you don't get shit. Get your fucking priorities straight. And
it's called a threshold.
Google Chrome for like fucking up the start of this stream. Because I'm sorry we were late, and myself because I think I drank too much tonight, and tomorrow is going to be really fucked up at work, and I'm sorry, I might throw up. So have a good night. I'm out of here. Good.
Oh well, love you, man. Fuck, that was gold.
Wow.
Oh,
Dave.
Wow. It was brilliant.
He went pretty hard.
Yeah, he hit it hard tonight. He's gonna have a fun day at work tomorrow.
The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure we've all seen him more drunk than that. Maybe
I think today he might be feeling it a bit more. I don't know why, but some days it's harder than others. I'm gonna wait for Julia's response to watching that one later on.
What is going on?
All right, well let's put the bow on this one. Jeff, what are you putting in the bin?
Look, I was thinking about like I got really nothing to complain about other than my fucking bad back, so that's gone in the fucking bin. Whatever's causing that, so fuck off.
Yeah.
No fun.
No. So surprisingly, I don't seem to have any issues sleeping, which is okay.
Lying down's good. Yeah, it helps.
I would be really fucking angry if I didn't get some sleep.
Yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, I'm all right with that. But yeah, I know you do. I know exactly. So you know, and this is just a temporary thing. Yours is like a permanent thing.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm sure mine will go away. But I don't know what's done it. You know, maybe pulling my pin too hard. I don't know. Something's done it.
Your magic boom.
So I don't know. Had to go full circle, Bell. We had to go full circle.
Oh wow. There we go.
No, I don't know, but something's definitely thrown out of whack. So, but anyway,
in all seriousness, hopefully a speedy recovery to you, man.
Thank you.
It's not fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
alrighty. Cool. Conrad, have you thought of something yet, or you want to go to Bell next?
Yeah. Just landlords in this country. Landlords in this country are the fucking just absolute worst. They're a
shithole in Australia too. They're fucked.
Yeah, they're just tyrants, and they don't really care about people. They just care about the money and how they get it, and they're rather scrupulous in getting it, and just will do anything. Yeah, and they don't give people a fair go. So that's what I'm discovering, and it's what I'm coming up against, and it's very frustrating.
Are you in the same place that you were before?
No, I'm in a mate's place now who was kind enough to rent me his son's spare room. You can hear his son in the background.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No. I was observing. Not
the drum set there in the background.
He's crying because his dad's rented out his room.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh no.
So where's he sleep, the poor little guy?
Under the stairs in the Harry Potter.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Oh well,
you can be Hagrid in the story. There we go.
Just horrible real estate agents.
Good bin. And hopefully that's another speedy resolution for you as well, mate. Hopefully that gets resolved sooner rather than later.
I hope so too. Indeed.
Alrighty, Belle. Over to you. What's in the bin?
Well, look, if there was an award for the most petty bin of 2023, I think this would be a contender. Good. I really do. My bin is my bin is that the percentage button is not on the main screen of icons on my text or whatever it is.
Awesome. That is awesome.
It's not there. I have to actually go into.
Wow.
First world problem.
It's the latest first world problem. It's not just
the pettier the bin, the better. This is great.
Yeah, it's seriously petty. It annoys the shit out of me that it's not there. And I actually went and looked at what was actually there. I thought, no, that's fair enough. All of those things like a comma and an apostrophe and all.
You paid that much attention to
it. I did. I thought, I'm annoyed about this. What would I replace the percentage with? And I couldn't come up with anything that I would, but it still annoys the shit out of me that I actually have to hit another button to get to the secondary icons that the percentage button sits within.
This is great. This is great. That is phenomenal.
A new low.
I'm trying to get a house. I'm trying to get my apartment. I'm trying to get my place. I'm living
this is amazing.
Living in a mate's bloody kid's bedroom.
I love it. The pettier the bin, the better. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love petty bins.
Right.
Petty bins are so good
now, and you're complaining about that.
Yeah, I'm complaining.
Hey, I'm living in a tent.
Yes,
so
I'm living in a tent. Exactly.
I'm still complaining about the percentage button, and I'm standing by it. So anyway, what's your bin? What's your bin?
My bin is related to living in a tent. Actually, it makes sense. It's a good little segue. No, it's actually ticks. Now, not the funny Tourette's kind. The actual insects.
Horrible.
Those little fuckers. They can get in the bin. you can deal with them, all that sort of stuff. It's not that big of a deal. But between us and the dogs, making sure that it's under control is an annoying small detail. It's not. It's like, again, it's pretty petty. Don't worry. There's nothing wrong. It's okay. But it's just like one of those things where if I'm going to put something in the bin this week, it's going to be ticks. Moving to Queensland and having that to deal with is like, fuck off. You can go in the bin.
Yeah.
Especially in a tent where they would have access.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're pretty good. We've got it all pretty secure.
They got their medication, their anti-tick.
Dogs are sorted out. We've got stuff for us for the tent and that, like barrier sprays and that's going on. So we're all good. It's just one of those things that's amusing at the time that you do it for. So there you go.
I just saw a story on ticks. It's funny you should say that. I just saw a story. So like the bad ones, the ones that people bite people.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's one that right now is taking off in North America. I'm kind of glad I'm not there. So there's the one over there that causes Lyme disease. They don't think it's here. They don't think it's in Australia.
No.
But it's definitely over there. But there's a new one, and this one is absolutely bizarre. You know what happens when this one bites you?
No.
It makes you allergic to red meat.
Wow, what?
I'd be cool with that.
Vegans are gonna love
it. Vegans would love it. Yeah, seriously.
Seriously. Going, yep.
This one makes
Vegans
you
are gonna release it on the
definitely allergic to red meat. You can't eat it without throwing up.
I probably like that because I'm quite drawn to red meat.
Yeah.
Just please, no one watching this, don't weaponize that. I like my meat.
Yeah,
I like my meat too.
A weapon to vegetarians.
Yeah, that's gotta be a new segment.
Wow.
Fuck the ticks.
It's to borrow the old Good News Week, strange but true.
Strange but true. Look, I mean, chickens must be feeling pretty bad. They've been left out of that one.
They'd be feeling pretty good.
They might be feeling pretty well. No, they'd be feeling shithouse because nobody can eat
to go full chickens. Circle on this one. There's always someone looking to choke a chicken somewhere. So
that's Dave level humor.
I know, right?
Yeah. Which I fully endorse, by the way.
Oh yeah, Dave was on fire tonight. Absolutely,
it was a great night. All right. Well, on that random factoid,
what the hell's going on there?
I don't know, but he's probably not feeling very well. So we'll
left
find out in the morning.
He
did. I think he's feeling a bit seedy. I don't think he's feeling very well. So we'll soon find out. Last comments here. Let's go through them quickly. Okay. Rowan said Europe was better once Britain left. So Stratovarius for me. So there we go. Nicole says, thanks for enchanting evening. All glad to see everyone is well. Stay metal. Thank you for joining us as always. Michael says, awesome evening. Great fun. Great to hear new music and even that Guns N' Roses track. So there we go. A bit of a laugh there. Yeah. Bash says, great show. Good night, all. Tough says, looking forward to next week. Darren says, Dave has bins. He did. Yeah. Dave's probably in the bin right now. Tough says, I'll rate tonight 5 BJs out of 5.
Nice.
Quality.
Darren says, great show, knuckleheads. Have a great weekend. Likewise to you as well. Jolie's having a great laugh here too. Tough says, wrestling storyline that won't end. I don't care about the Uzos. So there we go. Bin it. Jolie says, Dave cracks me up. So there we go. Darren says, oh, Dave, you're one of a kind. Take care. Nicole's gone, poor Dave. Michael says, I think Dave's put all his bin in tonight after the time off. Also meant all the LD wine got to go. Love his passion. So there we go. But Nicole says, poor little guy gets a new scooter for Christmas this year, I hope, when it comes to, I think, the leasing of the bedroom there. Darren says, Conrad taking over a child's bunk bed is priceless.
Sleep on the stairs, yeah.
Well, Michael says, I know. Conrad in kids' room because he's easily escaped by horror stuff. Wonder if he sleeps with the light on. So there we go.
Do you, Conrad? Do you?
Oh, well. Guy says, was just at the store for beers. Dave soiled himself. I don't know, maybe. Darren says, I'm calling bullshit, Jeff. There we go. Right. Jolly says, have a lovely weekend, guys. Rock on. And Guy says, good to have the show back. We are glad to be back. We'll be back again, same time, place next week. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's been a blast, as always. Look forward to doing this again very, very soon. But like I said, same time, place next week. Until then, I'm Andrew.
I'm Conrad.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Belle.
As always, folks, you know what to do.
Drink up.
Drink up.
Drink up.
Rock on.
Even if it's water and rock on.
Doesn't matter. Whatever you got, drink up, rock on. We'll see you soon, folks.